Politics.
Now you know. He's not in the friend group anymore. Kick him off the island.
Right. Hey, Shay. Good morning, friend. Have you had some water, said something kind about yourself?
Good morning. Yes, I have.
Turn that camera back on. I'm on my way to Atlanta. As soon as we get off this live, I'm hopping in the car.
You're so full of shit.
I know he is. He was here and didn't even. Both of them were here and they didn't even call me.
That's not true.
Shay, I don't have your number.
Listen, we did not have an opportunity.
Okay.
We did not have an opportunity to do anything extra while we were in Atlanta. I'm not joking.
Okay.
It was a ride.
It was a lot.
I'll shoot you my number. I don't think there is any going back or holding hands. Right now, I went to my Facebook page. I started deleting people. First, I went off on them. Then I deleted and blocked them. There's no going back. There's no being friends with them. They show who they are. They had the opportunity to stop it. Go ahead. You got something big. Go ahead, Jones.
Kristen, thank you so much for the $200. Big W, Kristen, in the chat. You guys are amazing. Woo! Love you dearly.
And also, Anthony, thank you for the $5.
Yes. So the it's just the outright disrespect. And Black women, we just gonna get it worse, especially when we show that our excellence and when we can excel. It just seems like we're gonna get it worse. We're gonna get criticized more. You see what's happening now with Kamala, how she's being compared to how she's being, what did Michelle Obama say, requested to do all of this stuff, show her credentials, where Trump is actually able not to do anything.
Just right. Okay, record audio only.
Hold on one second, Donald. You know what's crazy to me? And this has been, you know what I'm saying, like an ongoing trend. I know No Rads, you can speak to this. Tashika, you can speak to this. Shay, I know you can speak to this. No Rads did a thing the other day that I am so proud of her for doing. You know what I'm saying? She hopped up on the panel with one of her friends and she was like, yo, I'm sick and tired of you fucking men coming into women's spaces and dominating the space, just fucking taking over, you know what I'm saying? Imposing your will, promoting your own platform. Like, who the fuck even does that? Like, if you guys see me on Crashed Out, if you guys see me on Alina's panel, or, you know what I'm saying, No Brad's panel, if you see me on Adornis panel, you know what I'm saying? Like, I sit back. I say the things that I have to say, and then I jump off. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm like, oh, you know, I said what I have to say, and then I jump off. Or I remain muted until they ask me a question. But to come on to come into a space, right? Oh, I ate Justin the fuck up yesterday. But to come into a space, right, and just, you know, exert your will and take over, you know what I'm saying, like their space is absolutely absurd. But why is it that women, you know what I'm saying, have to do 10 times as much and be perfect? Like, could you imagine if Kamala Harris had 5 children by 3 different men?
Right.
They would, oh my goodness. Could you imagine if Kamala Harris even just got a little bit upset in an interview? Like, I feel like it's to the point she doesn't have to, sorry if you hear my cockatiel in the background. She genuinely doesn't have to do much. And I think that, like, she is such a testament as to, like, the level of bias and a kind of, I say it like this. When people see a woman, they automatically assume the worst, especially a Black woman. Like, for example, when people see me, they assume that I'm bad and I have to prove myself good. And if I do something that they perceive as bad, it's less of like, oh, I've made a mistake. It's more of a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's more of me proving their point and proving their bias. But say with someone like Donald Trump, he is automatically given the benefit of the doubt. You hear, Zephyr, be quiet. You hear the way when he says something crazy, the way that his support base or his voter base kind of filters his words for him. Mm-hmm.
Not even filters, but like they thank you, Sarah. They
do the translation.
They translate for him. And I'm like, yo, bro, I understand English. It wasn't the first language I ever spoke, but I understand it full well. And so how is it that you're telling me he said something when the rest of the world heard something completely different because the words that he actually said?
Right. Like, why, if you can explain it like that, why didn't he? And that's always the question that I ask people when they come and try to filter his words. Why couldn't he just say it like that? Why are you having to explain this to me? He chose his words the way that he did for a reason. But if Kamala Harris spoke the way that he did, it would be a testament to the emotional instability of Black women. I just feel like there is a benefit of the doubt that people are constantly giving white men in general. But this is also like a very obvious testament when we see it in politics between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think that it's just a way for them to justify their bigotry and misogyny, to translate what it is that he's saying, because he's saying the things. And not only is he saying the things, he's doing the things. So in order for them to like have little warm and fuzzies about the bullshit, they have to try to turn it into something else. They can't take exactly what's in their face and going into their ears for what it truly is, because they know it's vile. They know it's disgusting. They know it. But they just can't make peace with the fact that they are misogynists, they are racist, they are bigots. So that's what they do.
Yeah, I agree. I say this a lot, and I think that the way that I describe it is that people think of these concepts in a... Ooh.
Thank you so much, Katie, for the $80. You guys are going hard this morning. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You guys are amazing.
You have an insanely generous support base, dude. That's awesome. But yeah, I always describe it like this, and this is how I feel about people who like think of like P3D and things like this. And obviously, correct me if I'm wrong. But when people hear the word like racist, when people hear the word like misogynist, when people hear the word like sexist, they have a
visceral response to it.
Not even that, but they have a visceral response because they have a caricature of what those things are in their head.
Right.
And it is you. Aw, she's adorable.
Hi, Biz.
Oh my god.
Love you, baby.
Goodness. Oh my, she's gorgeous. Oh my goodness. But yeah, when they hear these types of words, they have a exaggerated caricature of what they think those people are and what they think they look like, and it usually never applies to them. And so when you say you're a misogynist or you're anti-Black, they have this over-exaggerated like version of a person who exemplifies all of these qualities. And because they themselves do not exemplify all of these like super exaggerated qualities, it sounds more like an insult to them. It sounds like they don't fit this stereotype of what an anti-Black person looks like or what a misogynistic person looks like. And so it mainly is because they don't know what these words mean. They know what they mean in like a linear sense, but they don't understand what it means in a thematic sense. Like, for example, when you speak to a lot of these like cishet like white tea men, they, even though they sit and they advocate for marginalized groups, they still perpetuate this misogyny. But in the same breath, will call out other people for the same thing because they don't actually see themselves as the caricature of, you know, what they're against. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. And we see even people who are supposed to be allies behaving badly.
Yo, I hate that name. I fucking hate that phrase so much. I hate that phrase so much. Too. Like, yo, there is no allies. There's no allies.
I fucking hate it.
You are either an accomplice, you are either, you know what I'm saying, like going to stand on the front line in front of me or with me, or it's performative at best. There's no allies.
Absolutely. And I think we've seen that just recently here in 4K. Just literally pushing people out of the way so that they can have their sound bites and their clips.
Yo!
And other voices needed to be heard.
Shots fired.
I don't give a fuck. I say it all the time. Nobody gives a shit about mediocre white men's opinions because at the end of the day, they're safe. At the end of the day, they don't have to worry about the things that women and people of color and other marginalized communities have to worry about. So we don't need to hear your voice because the only thing that you should be doing is uplifting the voice of others and following their lead. We don't need your sound bites. We don't need your clips. We don't need your shit. You need to be uplifting the people who are actually being harmed. And if you don't like that, what I'm saying, hit me in the DMs. We'll chat about it. I'll hurt your fucking feelings.
It's getting a little hot in here. Oh, this is the type of panel we got over here. Dang.
Tashika, I say what I mean and I mean what I say.
Oh my God, I need to. Oh my goodness, Jones, this is what you was running with. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah. No, I've been saying this for a long time, and I'm happy to hear that it is. I'm finally around people that understand what I'm saying when I say it.
Hey, listen, if it don't apply, let it fly. But if you feel like your fifis are hurt, I'm talking about you.
I always just tell them to argue at a wall. I'm not.
Hey, listen, I tell them all the time, talk to your therapist, because they probably care. I don't.
I've adopted this new principle of I'm not explaining racism to you. You know what I mean? I'm just not gonna do it. I just feel like we're not explaining, but debating about it with you. It's either you're going to listen or you don't, and you can come back when you're ready to do so, right? Yeah. But I've gotten to the point where like I'm not going to debate about anything regarding my intersectionality. I'm not going to debate about anything regarding my womanhood. I'm not going to debate about anything regarding my race and my identity. I'm just not going to do it. Does that make sense? I keep asking if this makes sense because I'm so used to being misconstrued. And it's really scary.
I say this all the time. If you don't understand the things that I'm saying, it's either that you're uneducated, right? Or you're not actually listening. When I was having the conversation, for those of you who saw me on Justin's panel yesterday, Justin didn't get what I was saying because Justin doesn't have the intellectual capacity to understand the things that I was saying.
Yes, very much so.
Like, bro was literally bringing up sources that proved my point. I was like, are y'all for real right now? Like, this can't be real life. Like, you can't, how the fuck are you bringing up fucking sources that are making me right? He went from having 200 people, there was 200 people on his live when I got on there. When I decided to get off, there was 1,400 people on there. I'm like, this person doesn't deserve this type of exposure.
Nope.
And so I told Jeff, I was like, bro, it's time to go. He doesn't deserve this type of exposure. And I had people texting me, people in the comments, like, Jones, like, this is a waste of time. You shouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know why you're doing this, so on and so forth. So eventually I was just like, you know what? The people don't want me here, so I'm going to go. Kristen, hey, friend, how are you?
I'm good. Sorry, I had my mic off because...
No, it's cool. I just wanted to say hello really quickly. I got to introduce the people above you, but I just wanted to say hello.
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 I'm listening and I'm here and I'm active, I promise. I was just muted.
Nah, it's cool. I appreciate you. Juanita, good morning. How are you? You're muted, by the way. Juanita, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm great.
Glad to hear it.
I'm sorry, I really didn't mean to come up. I just want to throw my 2 cents in.
Sure, absolutely.
Go Harris.
I hear that.
I'm here in Ohio, unfortunately. I don't think she's going to win Ohio. I hope so, but I don't think so.
It's not looking positive, but what I can tell you though about Ohio, especially after they voted to support women's bodily autonomy, and then the Ohio government, the governor of Ohio, tried to impose his will anyway, and said, you know what, I'm still going to ban abortion regardless of what the people say. I think that things are going to sway in the opposite direction. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, he's a Bible-beaten asshole.
Yeah.
And if you guys didn't know, you can text VOTE to 63033 and you'll get a prompt back. You can find out where your polling location is. You can find out what times your polling location is open. You can also find out where to drop your mail-in ballot. It'll give you a prompt right back. I have a video that's coming out about it. But it's a super easy way for you to make sure that you have access to voting.
Oh, already done.
Yeah, it was just for everybody.
Yeah.
General announcement.
Well, thank you so much, Juanita. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You have a wonderful day.
All right, thank you. You can go ahead and drop me. Thank you.
All right. Hey, Donald, good morning. Hey, listen, guys, before Donald gets started, I want to let you know, Donald is wheelchair bound. They're bound to a electric wheelchair. And their wheelchair is no longer in operation. They've been essentially stuck in their house, with no mobility for about 3 weeks now. Is that right?
It's been 3 months.
3 months. Jesus Christ.
3 months. Yeah. And I live on Medicaid, state insurance, and I've done the emails. I've done jumping through the hoops, doing all the phone calls, waiting 45 minutes just for a computer to hang up on me. And it comes down to where I got the wheelchair from went out of business, and there's no company that'll service it. And it's 2 batteries, and there's a lot of things that need to be tightened up. Now I tried to look and do it myself. $320 for 2 batteries is just nothing I can afford. I mean, I live on a fixed income on SSI.
Somebody's just sent me $20 for you, Donald. I'm gonna send you 100 right this minute. So you need 300, right?
320, yeah.
320.
Oh my God.
So, but listen, guys, we can do better than that. So I'm gonna send him 100. Donald, what's your Cash App?
$, capital D, capital L, 05. Real easy. And
DLL5?
05.
DLL05. Gotcha.
Yeah.
DLL05.
Yes, sir. And I appreciate any and all your help taking out the time for me. I got
it right there, Donald Brown. So I'm sending you $100 right now.
God, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Dude, you're the best. I watched you yesterday on Justin, dude, and you taught me so much just over the time of watching. My wife, I got to say, is a loyal listener. Lisa C. Carosino, she follows you daily, day in and day out.
I'm sending you another $100 right now from Kenya Chambers. Thank you so much, Kenya. You guys are amazing.
You guys are amazing. But I got to tell you something, man. I know I led a weird life. And when I got to tell you, my aha moment was when George Floyd got killed. When I seen that, I searched my life, and I realized how racism is so real. I never thought about it, dude, until then. I mean, and I was raised in the most racist family. It's crazy. And I started realizing how people treat other people, and it's sickening, man. It is so sickening. And I gotta say this. I tried to come on your panel last week, and you came up and you said, "Listen, white dudes, this is not your conversation." And I was like, "Wow!" Let me back out right now. But you're the best, man. You and your followers. I've never seen something like you. I wish you were president, man. I do.
You don't want him to be president.
You don't.
Hey, Donald.
I would legitimately be a dictator. Ask No Rad, she'll tell you. Courtney, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Ask my son from day one. I'd be a dictator from day one.
That's not true. That's not true. You'll come in with a gentle hand and a loving heart, and then be like, "Gotcha, bitch."
Gotcha.
Yes, you would.
No, I would literally come in there and I'd be like, there's no more, you know what I'm saying, conservatism in this country anymore. I would hey, everybody in the country, whatever it is that you want to see as laws, send me, you know what I'm saying, an email, a letter, and then I would make somebody else read the emails and letters. I wouldn't read them.
Hey, real quick. Yeah, to me. Donald, it's DLL05, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, it's in the poll.
Thank you.
Coming up.
DLL05.
There it is.
Hey, listen, hey, Donald, you should have at least $500 right now already. I've already sent you, you know what I'm saying?
my God.
I've already sent you 300 myself.
Oh my God! I gotta. Don't get out. Yeah, I don't want to get out. I'll look when I'm done. But you guys are.
Melissa, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Kenya, you're amazing. Courtney, $400. I mean, you guys are insane.
Oh my God! You guys, it's hard to find good people left in this world. It really is.
There's
We
a
always
quote.
find each other.
Wow.
There's a quote that I heard, and I don't remember who it was from. Was it Malcolm X? I don't remember who it was from. But I remember hearing this quote that said, "We're going to reach a point in society."
I just sent you another 200.
Yeah. Oh my God. Go ahead. Wow.
We're going to reach a point in society in which bare minimum kindness is going to be seen as something superhuman.
You have no clue.
And when I first heard that quote as a child, I thought I was like, what? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, yeah. Muhammad Ali has the best and the best quote ever. Service to others is the rent you pay for your place here on earth. And that is literally something that I've lived by for the vast majority of my adult life.
Wow.
Because and the person I was just talking to No Rads about this last night, and it really fucking broke my heart. It broke my heart. I worked with a man, many of you probably don't even know who I'm talking about, but I worked with a man by the name of Grant Cardone to build a training program and based on intersectionality for a specific company. I really can't talk too much about it. But he told me the easiest way, right, to get all of the things that you want in life is to help as many other people get the things that they want in life. And then yesterday, he was at the Yahtzee rally.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it broke my fucking heart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey Donald, one of our Tough fan members asked if you're quite possibly in North Carolina because their dad has an extra chair that they may be able to get to as a backup.
Nah, I live in Camden, New Jersey.
Okay.
And if you ever knew Camden,
I
Obama
do.
took special care of Camden. And and we defunded the police over here. We fired.
That wasn't Obama.
That wasn't Obama that defunded, but Camden itself defunded the police. We fired all the police and we started over. And now we don't have police. We have metro officers. And it changed Camden. Camden is starting to be a great place to live in again. And
Love that.
Yes, like George.
Yeah, your Cash App. I don't know if you have Venmo or
my
PayPal, but your
Cash App is blowing up, guys.
Yeah, but it's not allowing any more payments because you got too many more payments too fast. So if you have a Venmo or a PayPal, send it to No Rads, and No Rads will put it up here in the.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
people are saying to check your PayPal. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. I
okay.
do see it, but I can't send it to him. Thank you, Ginger. Thank you, William. But I can't send it to him because he doesn't have a Venmo.
Yeah.
He won't let me send him any more Cash Apps.
And I believe after a while on Cash App, once you get a certain amount of money, they make it into a business account, and then you'll be able to
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't have a Venmo or PayPal, or if you do have a Venmo or PayPal, send it to No Rads, and then we'll put it up here in the.
Okay.
You could just say it.
I'll do it now. As soon as I get off with you, I'll do it and send it to you.
Okay.
I definitely, guys. You guys are amazing.
Hey, listen, Donald. I told you we would do whatever we could to help you out. I kept my word.
You guys are great. You guys are unbelievable.
Get that chair fixed. Make a video and then send it to me. I'll post it.
I definitely will. Thank you all so much.
Absolutely, man.
Thank
Love
you for being here, Donald. For real. Welcome to the Tough Fam. If you haven't been officially welcome to the Tough
You
Fam.
are.
We're glad you're here.
I love you all, and I will. God, I'll keep voting for you no matter what.
All right, thank you so much. Have a good one, Donald.
You too. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye. Wildflower, what's going on? How are you doing this morning?
I didn't mean to join.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you have a great day anyway.
I am. I'm having a great day.
Glad to hear it.
I hope y'all have a great day.
Say something kind about yourself.
I try to.
All right. Have a good one.
All right.
W. President Jones.
Hey, listen, when I tell you that I would probably be the most hated president in the history of presidents, because I would just be giving away, you know what I'm saying, like everything. You get a car.
No, seriously.
You get a car. You get a house. You get a house.
I'd be
Any
building
home that was
condos all over the
owned,
country.
anything that was like a Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae, like government repo house, I'd be giving them bitches away. Like, nah, you take this. You need a house? Here you go. You need food? Take that.
I'd be repossessing homes like it's nobody's business.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Dead ass. Like super rich people. Oh, they definitely hate me. 90% tax.
Wait, I saw someone say that if you tax Elon Musk at 90%, he'll still be a billionaire.
Yeah.
Yes.
They lose literally nothing.
The only reason Elon is going so hard for Trump right now is because bro is about to go to jail if he doesn't.
I saw that on Tucker Carlson. What is he saying he's going to go to prison for?
Oh, because for selling carbon credits, for selling government carbon credits, and then using the money, you know what I'm saying, to invest in crypto, and then artificially manipulating the crypto market by just posting shit on X like, oh, you know, I really like Dogecoin right now. And then having a bunch of people buy Dogecoin so that his money goes through the roof and then pulling out the rug. Like he'll just take all his money out.
Oh my God.
Essentially just like making the coin no longer worth anything.
So wait, he's the reason why that... Wait, so he's the reason why that happened?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Him and Trump got sued together not too long ago when he admitted that he sits there and fires people just for fun if they don't agree with him.
I thought it was like I thought he was going with Trump because like a matter of like deregulation and things like that, or like, maybe that goes hand in hand. I don't know.
Pretty much.
Oh, also from your debate with Dustin yesterday, Elon Musk owns Tweet.
Yeah, I know. I went back on there and told him. I went back on there just to tell them that Elon owned Tweet and then disconnected again. Hey, Jonathan, you got a lot of background noise, my guy. All right. I don't even know if Jonathan knows he's here.
For those of you who are asking about what I think the secret with Mike Johnson is, I think it's probably going to be that they're going to try to not certify the election when Trump.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
That's my thoughts and feelings on that. But, you know, that's just a hunch.
I saw someone say about the Madison Square Garden rally yesterday or last night that I don't think he's trying to win again. I think he's trying to rile as many people up as possible so that January 6th comes back bigger and better than ever, which makes sense because why would you have the I mean, obviously it's who they are as people, but why would you have the crash jokes? You knew people were going to piece together the videos and post them on social media. Like, are you trying to lose Florida with your comments about Puerto Rican? I just don't get it. And that has to be it. It has to be that he's not trying to win again and just wants to rile people up.
I thought it was a matter of like white people not realizing that other races can vote. Like, I think they just forget that like Haitian people and Puerto Ricans and Mexicans live in the country.
Right. Like, hold on, brown people vote too?
They can also have an opinion. Like, what? Like,
who allowed this shit? They should have never gave you money.
Why do they talk like that? Why do they talk like other people's? They must know something we don't because I don't know.
I want to bring this up real quick. It's about Virginia. Virginia has just asked the Supreme Court to reinstate removals of 1,600 voter registrations of people that they believe are non-citizens. So if you're a Virginia voter, please keep a very close eye on your voter registration. I believe you can, in the state of Virginia, register same day, but just keep an eye because, you know, there's fuckery afoot as per usual.
Fuckery afoot.
Oh, hold on. Let me check the PayPal. I apologize, guys. Hold on. I didn't have it pulled up. We were in the middle of having too much fun. Hey, Tashika, the crowd is loving you, friend. I hear people saying that you're the GOAT. Kelly, thank you so much. Joel, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
I feel safe. I feel safe over here. I'm not gonna lie. I feel real comfortable.
Yeah, don't be too safe. You're still a black woman.
I know. I'm trying not to get too lax, but like,
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean, I wish that I could invite you up, but the comments are going too fast. Oh, there we go. I got you. We do require ID for voter registration. Jones, how do you register to vote?
So to register to vote, you have to prove that you are an American citizen. So you have to provide a birth certificate, a social security card, or something of that nature. So you have to prove citizenship in the United States before you can register to vote in the United States. Now, having an ID at the polling locations is a lot less necessary because what they do is called a signature audit. So how you sign your voter registration or your driver's license or, any of those things, that's what they would compare it to see if the right person voted or not. We have the safest elections on the planet. The likelihood of somebody voting that is undocumented is infinitesimal, meaning that it's so small that you can't really even quantify that. So I don't know why we keep having these conversations about, non-citizens voting. It's not happening. Now, what I can tell you is happening is we just had the person on the live the other day talking about how his mom and dad voted for his sister who is not
right.
is not of sound mental standing.
Voter fraud.
Yeah, and they're
Right
Republicans. And then in the last election, we had people in the villages voting fraudulently, voting twice, voting for people who are no longer alive. So every time we see instances of voter fraud, it is Republicans. Mm-hmm. Every time.
And for the people who are asking, I absolutely believe that felons should have the right to vote. And I don't think, they should have to have any kind of fines. Yeehaw. Guys, any kind of fines that they may have due be paid prior to them being able to vote, because essentially that's just another poll tax.
Correct.
Because we also see in our lovely justice system that people of color are more impacted by the way that we enforce and sentence our laws. So if you are a felon and you are not actively incarcerated...
Hold on one second. Gayander, is there something fucking wrong with you, bro?
Yes, there is.
I think I'm on mute.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
If you're not currently incarcerated, then you should have the ability to vote. And the only reason I say that is because keeping track of people who are incarcerated, depending on the level of crime that they committed, they may not be in their home state. So logistically voting and registering to vote and getting a mail-in ballot and doing all those things becomes increasingly more difficult.
Sorry.
Why are you yelling?
Kamala Harris is winning Georgia 51.8%.
That's right, Georgia. Let's go.
Georgia.
Kamala Harris is winning Pennsylvania. Kamala Harris is winning Virginia.
Wait, I gotta go check these polls.
Kamala Harris is currently up in Florida. 53.5%.
I told you.
Insane.
I told you. I fucking told you. Florida has had enough.
I've seen a lot of talks today about like the fact that like a lot of women, especially white cis women, in this election are having to choose between their womanhood and their personhood comparative to their race. And I think they're showing out right now. I think a lot of them are voting against their husbands right now. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like a lot of them are secretly voting against their husbands.
Hey, John,
Good.
some people said they missed it. Can you repeat that again? Because some people's like, they
Sure.
heard.
Can we let Shay? Can we let?
Yeah, I'm gonna let Shay go.
joy.
Shay, can I say this real quick and then you can go? Okay. Kamala Harris is up 51.8% to 47% in Georgia. Harris is up plus 2% in Pennsylvania. 49 to 46 national average right now. In Virginia, she's up 56.6 to 41. And in Florida, she's up 53.5 to 45.6. She's cooking his ass.
Good.
What website are you looking at? What website are you looking at?
This is the polling from over the weekend. So this is who's actually voted since this weekend.
Is there a website or is it like on Twitter?
No, this is all from CNN.
Oh, okay.
See?
So crazy is a lot of people like talk about how
Kristen, hold on one second. Shay's been waiting.
Okay.
Thank you. So I live in Georgia, and I voted the other day, and I was out doing my walk. There were two older white women, I mean, in their 60s and 70s, out there walking with, giving out Harris and Walsh signs and bumper stickers, and they asked me, did I vote? And I was like, yeah, I already voted for Kamala. And they was like, good. And she was like, because I'm scared this election. She's like, I'm really scared. I got my daughter to think about. I got my health to think about. But it was just weird to see women that are 60 and 70. They had to be in their late 60s and 70s out there walking in this weather trying to galvanize votes. They were stopping cars and everything.
I've seen a lot of the elderly come out of the woodwork for this as well. And it's really emotional to see, especially like those people in their 70s and 80s, because they have lived in a completely different society to the one that we have now. Mm-hmm. And they likely did not think that they would be able to get to this point. You want to know another demographic that is coming out of the woodwork that we don't think about? People with terminal illnesses.
Right.
People who are not, someone came up on my live and he had a terminal illness and he probably is not, he said he's not going to live past this election. Like within the year, he's going to pass away. And he said that he's still going to vote for Kamala. And he's going out of his way to advocate for this, even though he knows he's never going to see the outcome of this election. I think that's another demographic that people are not thinking about a lot. And even they see it. And they are putting other people who will come after them above themselves. And it's just like, that's the really like, it's so bittersweet. Oh, I see some people remember.
And as a matter of fact, today is Monday. My polling location is open. It's literally right across the street from my house. From my subdivision, I should say, not from my house, but right across the street from my subdivision. So when I hop off of here today, I'm a skedaddle right over there and make sure that, you know what I'm saying, I go ahead and get my vote in. I'm gonna do that today. I'm not gonna wait.
I'm gonna vote on Wednesday.
When I lived in Florida, I didn't even register to vote. I had a registration card before I even got there. They had already registered me to vote. So people were saying that you need an ID. I was like, well, I could have just rented the house or whatever for somebody else, but I was already registered to vote when I got in Florida. So
yeah, I promise you, there's no Trump supporters in my voting district.
The number that I had told you guys earlier to text vote to is 63033. I made sure that I tested it out this morning. When you do that, it's going to give you, it's an auto response. It's going to give you three options. It'll say reply polls to find out your polling place for election day, reply early to find your early voting location, or reply mail to find the closest location to a drop box for your mail-in or absentee ballot.
They want it one more time.
63033.
Yeah. So there's no. We'll put it in the in the poll.
Oh yeah, Mountain Vibe was a woman that I talked to last night. I tried to do like women only, having discussions about why they're voting for Trump. Of course, the men decided that it didn't apply to them because they needed to center themselves. But we did have a conversation with Mountain Something Vibes. They've been up here before.
63033.
Yeah, 63033. They've been up here before. Asked about
there you go, guys, on the screen.
us getting fetal tissue from Planned Parenthood and putting it in our food. That's Trump voters, you guys.
Extra protein.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
I
like
said I love deep fried femurs.
You know what I mean?
I was gonna say like when they was putting fetuses in the Pepsi.
Deep fried
Personally,
femurs for me.
I'm more of a placenta taco kind of person.
Man,
Hey, listen. We just talked about that the other night. Listen, you gotta fry it up. A little bit of fava beans, a nice Chianti.
Yeah.
Good to go.
It's better when you marinate it first and then fry it up. It's heavenly. Melts in your mouth.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something.
Well,
And this is not even a joke.
Placenta paella if you're going for it. Make it international, goddamn it.
Yikes.
Hey, listen,
you guys-
I promise you, I would eat placenta before I eat pork, so.
If you guys keep missing the number to text, if you go to my link tree, it's the very one at the top.
It's right there.
I know, but they're still messaging me. Just go to my link tree. It's in there too. It'll just take you there. You don't have to worry about texting the correct word or anything like that. It's the very top one on my link tree.
Listen, I mean that. I would eat placenta before I eat fucking pork. At least I know one of them is one of them has the potential to do me well and not harm.
It's so sad because I love.
Hey, look, people say I love the Jones No Rats Tashika collab.
No, I'm having a great time.
Things you didn't expect on a Monday for 1,000.
I've actually never had a paella.
Yo, we have pork is not delicious. We have the all-star cast up here right now. We have Auntie, we have Kristen, we have Shay, we have Tashika, we have No Rads, we have Quentin, who is, he's here. I don't know how, much that does for us, but he's here.
Wow. Don't talk about my son that way, Jones.
Say what, baby?
Shane.
Again? What do you want?
Oh, we got the same bonnet.
There's like 3 of these bonnets in this house of the exact same one.
One of them is mine. I don't know which one. Meow. Hi, baby.
Hi. Oh.
Why you look like somebody's grandma?
I don't know.
Leave my baby alone.
Got her glasses down on the edge of her nose like, what you say, baby?
Read something.
Baby, what you say?
Leave her alone.
Oh.
You weird.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey, what's up?
Yes.
Good morning, Auntie. I didn't actually, you spoke, but I didn't actually say good morning. Have you had some water? Said something kind about yourself.
And
You beautiful human being, you.
I have to tell you, Jones, I cried watching that Trump rally.
Oh, it was insanity.
I am 58 years old. I have never seen a televised Klan rally in my entire existence. Because that's exactly what it was. It was a televised Klan rally.
Two.
No, she can talk.
Yeah. No, I mean, it legitimately was, you know what I'm saying? Like, and can you believe they played a video of General Patton talking about getting rid of Yahtzees? I'm like, hold on. What the fuck is going on here?
I saved that one. I found it somewhere and I saved it. Yeah, I saved it. I was like, everybody always say you've never seen a Klans person. You know how they say, well, it was the Democrats and
They said you've never seen a Klan person in your life. I'm like, bro, you didn't grow up in Virginia like I did. I absolutely saw Klan people.
I grew up in Texas, close to Beaumont and Vidor. Like we seen them, but I didn't know what they were. But now I can honestly say I saw a televised Klan rally.
That's a TV.
And what is it called? The place, Madison Square Garden, the same space that the Smith, y'all know who I'm talking about, did in 1939. I finally seen a live televised Klan rally.
I when I saw that rally, I felt like I was in another timeline. I felt like I felt like I was shot back to the past because I had spent my entire life growing up as a young black woman watching movies where the black people in these movies witness these things. And I feel like the way we're taught about racism and Jim Crow and all these things in such a linear manner, we assume that this era is over. And I fell into that. And when I saw this, I said, I dissociated. I felt like it wasn't real. It felt like I was watching a movie. Like, as if it was almost satirical. And it took me a really long time to be able to, it was very dystopian. It took me a very long time to be able to, realize, oh my God.
You know what, Tashika, and I'm glad you brought that up. Me and No Rads were out in Los Angeles with a very good friend of mine. His name is public offender here on the app.
Who trolled me last night, by the way.
Did he really?
Yes.
And he told us, he was like, y'all keep talking about heading toward a dystopian, reality. He's like, we're in a dystopian reality and we have been for some time. He's like, I don't understand how everybody else doesn't see it. Oh, he's like, this is dystopian.
No,
we've been there.
The thing is, though, and I don't remember who wrote this first, but they said that dystopias are simply are literally just white people.
I like their
representing themselves in the world in which minorities live in. Because when you look at dystopian societies and these movies and these books, and then you look at your experience as a black man, or I myself as a black woman, you're like, this is just my reality. We've been living it the entire time.
Right. This is me personally. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe, and you guys have heard me say this before, I don't believe in freedom of speech. I don't. I'm sorry, but I just don't believe in freedom of speech. I don't think that you should be able to say whatever you want, not without consequences. You know what I'm saying? Freedom of speech was written so that you could speak out against the government, not to say things against your fellow citizens.
Yep.
These things are not the same. Right? And so had I been the owner of Madison Square Gardens, I'd have cut that shit. Nah, y'all got to go.
Oh no, I'm cutting wires in the backstage.
Yep, y'all got to go. Y'all got to go. Y'all can't stay here. You got to go.
It's how much money does it take for you to be complicit to this?
Right.
You would sell.
Let's be realistic though, Tashika. Do you think he actually paid Madison Square Garden the entire bill?
Oh, he definitely didn't pay. Probably someone else
They'll
did.
never get that check.
But dude, I would have that big red switch.
How much you think he go? I think he right now is 1.6 or 1.7 million. How much?
What are you talking about? That he owes venues?
More than that.
Yeah.
No, it's 11.
Or just Madison?
11 million.
From his previous campaign in 2020.
Right. Isn't he banned from certain states because he didn't pay them?
Yeah.
So how much y'all think he going up? I think this one gonna cost him at least
Madison Square Garden,
5 to 7 million.
Madison Square Garden is
the Mecca.
The Mecca.
Yeah, it's insane.
For black people.
Hold on. How much did it cost for Kevin Hart to perform there?
Let's go get them
I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look it up right now.
I was touching the tablet too.
Yeah.
I just want to say I won the debate against my friend.
Period.
He said he's no longer voting for Jill Stein and that he's just not going to vote at all.
Oh my God, that's not a win.
That's not a win.
I mean, it's better.
It's getting somewhere. At least now he's open.
It's better than him saying that that Trump is better than Harris.
So no, you're getting somewhere. Third-party voters are.
So for one night at MSG, to rent out MSG, is $500,000. So $500,000.
That's all it took? That's all it took?
$500,000.
$500,000 to...
The $500,000 is a base. It doesn't.
But that's the base. That's the base. So that's not having any concession places open. That's not, you know what I'm saying, like having security on staff. That's not. That's literally
that's
just
not parking.
Yeah,
that's not water. That's not snacks.
It's also not all of the seats either.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not?
No. It's half.
You have to buy the seats?
You have to pay more.
You got to pay for the amount of seating, yeah.
And he had that full thing out, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And that would be no suites, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? No cleanup crew. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Cleanup crew. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff. No AC
I'm gonna address YouTube real quick.
Oh,
Sarah
YouTube?
G. Sarah G. This is for you, babe. You are one of the most dangerous, if not the most dangerous demographic of people in this country right now. Fucking white women doing the most. Voting against not only your best interest, but the best interest of your children and the entire fucking community that you live in. You are fucking shameful. Shameful. Eat shit.
I really
They said
don't
everybody
understand.
walking out after Beyonce performed. Nobody walked out.
Nobody walked out.
Nobody walked out. That joint was packed from, like, literally, it was
From the
packed
flow to the ceiling.
before it even opened. People waited outside for 11 hours.
Yeah.
Hey, Jones. Guess what?
What's that?
Sarah G on YouTube says she's a Christian.
Of course she is.
Of course she is.
Of course. Of course she is. Hey,
Okay.
listen, guys. I have a series coming out. This is just a little quick plug. I have a series coming out. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. It's going to be a paid series. The first video will be free. After that, it's a paid series. But it's going to blow your effing minds.
Yeah.
So for all my Christian friends out there, it's going to blow your minds.
I don't
I did
understand.
scream. That's what I want. That's what I initially came up. I'm sorry, Tashika. I initially came up because I wanted to tell you, I had to work yesterday, so I got in bed and my last thing I do is scroll and just listen. I walked in on your live with Trump when you said, isn't it amazing how their stock went down and everybody got sick? But I screen recorded that
Oh, the
live.
McDonald's joint?
Yes. Yes.
I was like, damn. I was like, Trump goes to work one day, the stock drops, and everybody gets sick.
It's quite large testament to like.
Hey, yo, everything he touches turns to shit.
Turns to like what he's like.
The Midas touch in reverse.
It's called the minus touch.
The Midas touch.
The Midas touch.
It's called the fecal touch.
And it was anybody. One more thing. Was anybody surprised to see Melda Tanaka there?
Who's that?
That's what I call her. Was anybody
Melania.
shocked about Dr.
She's talking about Melania.
Was
Melda
anybody
Tanaka
shocked
is
about
crazy.
Dr. Phil?
After what she wrote in her book.
I was kind of shocked about Dr. Phil. I didn't expect that.
Dr. Phil was there?
Yeah.
When I knew Dr. Phil was on the other side, when he had these race relations, the black lady and the lady from India sitting at the table talking to the white women, and he hosted it for like 3 or 4 or 5 days, and he had all the black MAGAs on there and racism and what's his name, Mr. Jesse or Reverend Jesse, whatever his name is, that black guy. That's when I had been done a long time ago, but watching that just did it. But why is everybody shocked about George Lopez?
No, he's been openly racist for years now.
Okay.
Like literally in one of his
George Lopez spoke at the DNC.
No, baby, he spoke at the Trump rally yesterday.
No, he didn't.
Are we all talking about George Lopez, the guy from the TV movie thing, right?
Yeah, George Lopez wasn't. Yeah, George Lopez wasn't there.
Hold on, GEO.
Either way, he still is openly racist. He quite literally made a joke about how he doesn't want his daughter to bring home a black man. So
yeah, George Lopez wasn't there.
Why is he a Democrat?
Oh my God, guys, listen. One of my bestest friends in
he spoke
the
at
DNC.
ahead of Tim Walz at a Phoenix
Yeah.
rally.
Yeah, he's not. George Lopez wasn't there.
I guess he changed. I don't know.
I know. No, George Lopez wasn't there. I promise you he wasn't. Hey, listen, guys, one of my very, very, very good friends, the person who donated the bus to the Tough organization that we still have to go pick up, by the way, just sent me a picture of their new tattoo, and y'all are gonna fucking die.
I want to see it.
I'm about to show you right now.
Also, why didn't you send it to me? I thought we were friends.
Hold on. I want to apologize for the misinformation because this is what
Mario
accountability looks like. I sincerely apologize for what I said about George Lopez. Like I said, I was scrolling and I thought I was looking at Trump stuff and I automatically thought that he was at a Trump rally. So I sincerely apologize for the misinformation. I apologize because this is what accountability looks like. Okay, let me see the tattoo. Let me see the tattoo.
This shit is gonna have y'all dead.
That's actually crazy.
Stop it. I love it.
That's
All right,
hilarious.
I got to look over my glasses like your baby so I can see that. Does that say Cracker Whacker?
It does.
Why?
Diabolical work of which I am unfamiliar. And I've seen some diabolical shit on Jones's platform. But this is a level of diabolicalness I'm not a witness of.
When I tell you that that's the funniest shit, hey, listen, there they are. Yo, Navin, that is nuts.
Is that your tattoo or is it a tattoo you did?
No, it's my tattoo.
Oh my gosh, I love you.
Yeah, my son did it at the convention in Norfolk last weekend. And I was like, so I just sent it to Jones. I was like, have you seen my new tattoo? Yeah, it's a fun one.
Listen, we need to go get tattoos by Tattoo Maven.
That is on your person. That is on your person.
It's literally on my arm. That's my arm.
Yeah, we need
You are a level of diabolical of which I am unfamiliar.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, Tough Fam gear.
Otherwise, I would show y'all like it's legit my arm, but I would have to get naked to do it because I'm wearing the hoodie.
You are a level of diabolical and petty that I hope to achieve before I leave this earth, and I am 58 years old. You are diabolical.
Listen. And when I got it there, I had my son place it there so that when I'm working early voting, like I do like 3 to 4 days a week, I wear short sleeve shirts because it's perfectly placed so that as long as I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt, everybody can see it. So, and I have to call out racists every single day, literally to their face at early voting, because we have a guy at early voting wearing Trump stuff, and he's literally yelling. This is what he's yelling when he's handing out the Republican ballot guide. America first, not illegals.
I bet he a Christian.
How can you do that? That's considered.
Yeah, you're not allowed to be. You're not allowed to be within 100 yards of the polling location.
In Virginia, it's 40 feet from the door. Outside of 40 feet, that's campaigning, right? So as long as you're outside of 40 feet from the door, it's considered campaigning. Now, a voter actually last week called the cops, but he was gone. And because we've said he's really crossing the line for voter intimidation.
Yeah.
Even though it's the Republican ballot guide, right? People are like, well, that's his First Amendment speech. But
no, that's not how it works.
At all.
No, agreed. And so the thing is when he's the only one where I'm like, listen, it's undocumented, not illegals, no one's illegal, blah, blah, blah. He's the only one that doubles down and triples down by saying it over and over when I'm out there working because he knows how much it pisses me off.
Hey, listen, man. Never mind. I'm going to keep it to myself.
So that's why I'm like, I even showed him, I think 3 days after my tattoo, I just walked up and let him take a look at it. And he was like, that's racist. And I was like,
that's not how racism works.
That's not how racism works, but I cannot stand out here and educate you. So I am just going to ignore you. But yeah. So yeah, that was, and actually y'all, there's another person roaming around. I got the words Cracker Whacker, and we spell cracker with a K for a reason, y'all, because y'all saw that Klan rally last night. But I have a friend who got a matching tattoo. She just got the chair, but we went and my son did them as matching tattoos. There's another white woman walking around with a folding chair.
Hey, listen, thoughts and chairs, y'all. Thoughts and chairs.
Thoughts and chairs, yes.
Thoughts and chairs.
Thanks for bringing me up. I got to show you. So I'm doing disaster relief for North Carolina. I've been doing it for about a month. So my studio, I own a tattoo studio in Virginia. And so this is just, we already took a couple 15-foot box trucks. But this is what my literal office looks like right now because
full of supplies. Literally
full of supplies. So when I'm here today, I just got here, which is funny because when I was listening, I was driving, so I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad you brought it. You brought up my tattoo while I was in my studio so I could jump home live. But I have to inventory all of this. And there's been an app built for the mutual aid for disaster relief. And yeah, so they built an app. So now it's a little bit, it's a little bit tedious. A little bit tedious because I have to go in and go to the urgent, soon, and wish list items. And then we're driving down this weekend, the second and the third, either the second or the third. And so we inventory, we let them know in advance exactly what we're bringing. So like all these diapers, these are like all diapers and like adult briefs, like diaper Dawn wears. Mm-hmm. And we. Can I just say really quickly that this, like, the Tough Fam has the fucking greatest people on the planet. Yeah. Like literally. The Tough Fam does. Literally. We literally go out of our way to take care of community. Out of our way to take care of community. Speaking of which, no Raz, do you want to run down really quickly how they can help with the holiday store? Yeah. Yeah,
so the link is in Mr. Jones's link tree. It says holiday shop. It has been replenished. There are more items in there. I'm working with the principal right now. I'm waiting for them to send me some more things that they requested because she's having some trouble adding things onto the store. But there are an increased quantity and increased amount of items that are on there. So what's going to happen is the kids at this elementary school are going to get school bucks. And those school bucks will be rewarded to them for good behavior, for being good stewards in the community, for doing well in school academically. And at the end of, I think it's November, mid-December, they're going to have a holiday shop, and the kids can take those school bucks and they can bring them to the holiday shop and get gifts for their mom, their dad, their grandma, grandpa, and siblings, so that they can have something. The kids in this community don't really come from a lot, and so them being able to do this for their family is like one of the highlights of their year. So if you guys want to go ahead and go onto the link tree and purchase something off the wish list, it goes directly to the school. It ships directly to the school, and they're going to have those things available for the kids. And they're so excited about it already. Like they're going to start getting their school bucks, and they're hype. So help make this a good holiday season for those kids because they deserve it. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
There's so much stuff has been delivered.
I know.
To the school. They don't even know what to do with it all. They said they called me.
Oh, she called you?
So let me tell you what happened. They called me like a little over a week ago. I think right when we were about to come back from Atlanta. And they were like, are you sure you're going to be able to help us out? Like, we looked in the storeroom and, I just got depressed. They were like, there's nothing, there's only like a couple of things in there. And I was like, oh, don't worry about it. I was like, the packages will be coming soon. And then they called me again and were like, okay. They were like, we didn't realize it was going to be so much stuff.
Yes, it is on Amazon. That's what it is. It's an Amazon wish list and everything ships directly
because it's the easiest way to do it.
I am still waiting for clarification. I know a couple people had asked me what they were going to do with the leftover inventory, if there is any.
We're going to go up there and talk to them about it. But I would say that the most likely scenario is that they're going to donate it. The principal of the school is one of the kindest, most giving people. Like, this woman is absolutely amazing. It's in Florida. School's in Florida. This woman is absolutely amazing. She took this school that was an F-rated school. Oh shit. An F-rated school. And in 2 years turned it to a B-rated school. In 2 years.
That is unheard of.
Hey, you want to know some
unheard of. And got awarded, you know what I'm saying? Got awarded by the state as the best principal. So
It's so I feel like a lot of the time.
Hold on one second. No Rad said they have breaking news. Hold on one second, Tashika.
The Pennsylvania DA has sued Dusky Muskie for his illegal lottery in the state of Pennsylvania. And by Dusky Muskie, I mean Elon Musk. Yeah. All lotteries must be operated by the state. So what him and his pack are doing is illegal in the state of Pennsylvania. So
Pennsylvania mentioned?
Have fun, Dusky Muskie.
And the largest newspaper organization in the state of Texas has endorsed All Red.
Good.
I need to start seeing like billionaires go to prison.
Yeah, listen, hold on. Tashika, I'm glad you brought that up. I want to introduce Black Man because he's been up here for a long time, but I'm going to say this really quickly. We had one of the largest scams on the American people in history with the predatory lending, which caused the 2008 housing market crash. And only one person went to jail.
Yeah.
We had, what happened with COVID and the PPP loans, and nobody went to jail except for poor people.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And rich people literally took advantage of that. We had rich people during COVID and even before, but especially during COVID, literally doing insider trading with pharmaceutical companies. We had the pharmaceutical companies who literally caused, the epidemic in terms of what do we call opiate? Caused the opioid crisis.
The Sackler family.
Nobody went to jail.
Yeah.
Nope.
And
there
the
needs
Sackler
to start being
family,
consequences.
Yeah, the Sackler family will have generational wealth for like 5 generations, even with the fines that they cost them, and none of them will go to jail. It's absolutely disgusting.
I've been saying this, like, as much as I want for Donald Trump to be convicted and go to and like have this on his record, I don't think he's going to jail. I don't think he's going to prison.
So either.
And that messes with me. Like
it's
what
absolutely
exactly
insane.
Like the law just doesn't apply to them.
Brett Favre was my favorite fucking quarterback to ever play the game until now we have Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes is far and away the best quarterback to ever play the game. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care about his weirdo ass wife or his crazy ass brother, but he literally is the most talented quarterback ever. But before that, it was Brett Favre. And Brett Favre literally stole money from the state of Mississippi. And nothing. No, Tom Brady is ain't shit compared to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes could do that, what he does in any system. So that's the difference. But he literally stole money from the state of Mississippi and nothing happened. What's his name? That Rick Scott stole millions of dollars.
Fuck that bitch.
And nothing. Matt Gates.
Loeffler and Kelly Loeffler, all the insider trading with David Perdue, Kelly Loeffler. I mean,
Just as a reminder, Debbie McCarcel Powell is running against Rick Scott. Make him lose his seat. Gay Valamont is running against Matthew Gates. Make him lose his seat. Get out and vote.
Hey, y'all, this is our opportunity. Listen, this is the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to introduce Black Man 270. This is the last thing I'm going to say. If you were wondering what you would have done during, the Holocaust, if you would have stood up, if you would have, said something, if you would have done anything to prevent it, if you were wondering what you would have done, whatever you're doing right now is exactly what you would have done in that time. Whatever you're doing right now is what you would have done. Yes, Obama became a millionaire because he wrote a book and did speech engagements. Like, stop being a weirdo.
Politicians should get paid. That's not the issue.
Right. And I say that, and I don't say that lightly at all. Right. We are standing on shaky ground. Like, what is going on right now is the difference between life and death for millions of people. The reason that Trump wasn't able to be the fascist dictator that he wished to be in the first term is because he didn't know how to. And he had people around him as a backstop. But those people don't exist anymore. He had generals and other individuals around him like, nah, bro, you just can't do that. But that doesn't exist anymore.
The checks and balances that were present with him is what saved America. They are no longer there. He made sure.
And now the Supreme Court has said, you can do whatever you want. You have full autonomy. The Supreme Court he installed. If your concern is Palestine, and if you want to talk about the genocide that is happening there, you showed up late to the party.
Yeah.
You came to the party 30 minutes before we said it was going to end, made yourself a plate, and are walking out the door. Didn't even speak to anybody in the house.
With the last piece of chicken and the last corner piece of the peach cobbler.
I'm crying.
That's important right there. The last corner of the peach cobbler.
I think a lot of these things have, again, I keep saying this, a lot of the movements that we have been bastardized.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to take them
care.
back.
Yeah, you don't care about Palestine. You know how I know? Because you didn't know anything about Palestine until October 7th. Your moral outrage is lost on me. And it's lost on the rest of, you know what I'm saying, us who actually are proponents of Palestine. Your feigned outrage is lost on me because I know that you think that this just makes you important in the moment. Your outrage is lost on me because I know that G-sides have been happening here in the United States for decades, centuries, and you said nothing.
Because black suffering here is a status quo, but they learned about a new group. It's different to them. It's a trend. But yeah, I always want to talk about that.
Indigenous women and children go missing every single day, and you say nothing. Black women are harmed every day, and you say nothing. People in the LGBTQIA plus community are harmed every day, and you say nothing. We cannot help anybody if we cannot help ourselves. If Donald Timothy Trump is elected into office, you think that he's going to be looking out for Palestine? He literally moved the embassy to Jerusalem on the anniversary of the Nakba. He cares nothing of Palestinian people. Nothing. He will help Israel turn Palestine into a fucking resort and extract, you know what I'm saying, the natural gas and oil that exists in Gaza. He does not care about Palestinian people. He does not care about Latin people. He does not care about black people. He does not care about poor people. He does not care. So vote for Jill Stein. Vote for Donald Timothy Trump. Do those things. Whatever happens as a result of that, you're going to have to hold that bag for the rest of your fucking life. You're going to have to hold that bag for the rest of your fucking life.
The people, the majority of people who are saying that stuff about voting for Jill Stein are saying it from a place of privilege. And so they really just don't give a fuck.
I think when you hear their rhetoric, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to speak over, if it's okay, because I know you wanted to introduce.
He left.
No, they left. It's okay.
Sorry, my fault.
No, they're not. It's not. I'm not tripping. I don't care. We hanging out.
Okay. When I speak to third-party voters, it is so myopic is the word.
Mm-hmm.
And their whole premise just boils down to the fact that they feel it is righteous to sacrifice others, as well as themselves. And it comes off as very haughty, and maybe even a little bit overzealous. Like, they believe, like, they're literally only doing this because they want to feel morally superior to the people around them. The conversation that I have specifically with Jill Stein voters is never one of, like, actually caring about the people who live in this country, but just them wanting to be able to brag 30 years from now that they didn't participate in the system. But you're going to do it anyway. The system is your life. Like, I think the sentiment, like I said before, has been bastardized. People don't understand that this system that they're talking about, there is no such thing as not participating.
Right.
There's no such thing. It is your life. You were born into it, centuries old. Everything you see, it warps your sense of morality. But they believe that, like, they can subvert it by pretending to care about people overseas. And yet the reason why is because the suffering that happens in the United States, especially to minorities, is normal to them. It is the status quo.
That's a Thursday.
It just is. Yeah, another black man got unalived. Like, it's just like, you freak out for a week and then it's over.
And that's the thing, Tashika. That's the thing. We watched on live television the public lynching of George Floyd.
Yep.
And y'all were all up in arms for 2 weeks.
I counted it. I every time it's only 2 weeks, and then it's nothing.
And then you moved on with your life. And then some of y'all assholes went and voted for Trump. Go ahead, Maven, and then I'm going to introduce Cinch Logic.
You know, I a couple days ago, well, last week now, that I was working early voting. I was offering the ballot guides, like the voter guides for the Democratic Party. And I had I'd offered a young black man one. And, you know, he had said, no, thank you, went in to vote. And then when he came out, he comes up to me, taps me on the shoulder because he came up behind me. And he said, you know, I just want to thank you, even though we're, you know, for being nice to me, even though we're voting on opposite sides of the aisle. And he shows me a Trump Vance sticker. And I looked at him and I said, now y'all, like, you know, I try to avoid getting into like long discussions out of early voting because obviously I'm there to do a job and hand out, you know, voting stuff. But there was plenty of coverage and I, you know, engaged him in conversation. I said, it really breaks my heart. How old are you? And he said 19. I said, it really breaks my heart to see a young black man vote for
his own demise.
A convicted felon, a rapist, a racist. And he then said, you know, he didn't think that Donald Trump was racist, blah, blah. And I said to him, have you experienced racism? And he said, no, I don't believe that I have. And he also has a trans sister. And he
Jesus Christ.
He's a gay man. And I almost called you, Jones, because I thought about him I'm still talking about him because one, as a white woman, and I told him, I said, well, you know, I don't have that experience, but I can tell you I see racism every day. And I guess you're privileged to not have that, you know, to have experienced racism, but I didn't know what to say to him. And I just was like, yeah, tell me.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. A lot of the time.
He didn't tell me anything. What's going on?
Hold on 1 second, Dan Trail. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Tashika.
A lot of the time, with these young black men, they actually do experience racism.
They don't realize that it's racism.
They don't realize it because they agree. They don't realize it because there's a level of self-hatred that they're experiencing. So you're to hear a young black man say that he hasn't experienced any kind of racism or even any kind of oppression, false. You know what I mean? You're living in an entirely different reality.
Yeah, but I can't, as a white woman, I can't.
I understand that, and I
say that,
appreciate
and so
you
it's
for
hard.
I appreciate you for having that discernment. It's just a lot of the time these young black men hate themselves, and they've been programmed to.
Absolutely. And I talk about this all the time. You were born into a system that tells you that our history begins with being enslaved peoples.
Mm-hmm.
And that everybody who has been an inventor and an artist and a composer and a writer and your teacher's white and your principal's white and the school staff is white and the police officer's white and the mayor's white and the governor's white and the president's white and white and all the explorers and all the everything that has ever happened, around you that has been good, right, has been white people, and you were a slave, and white people allowed you to no longer be a slave, and that's the history you know of yourself.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of black men, for their entire existence, they are automatically taught to devalue themselves and to boil themselves down and to never feel anything. And that's why
Donald Trump has announced that if he wins, he will lift sanctions on Russia and Iran. Yeah.
What is he doing? Is he panicking? Like what? Like
that's insane.
I do my skincare.
Sense Logic, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, folks?
Hello.
Yes. So, I just found out today that it's very disappointing, being that it's at least to my knowledge, it's the Democrats that really were fighting them in the courts. But that looks like I'll be riding in Jill Stein in New York because she's not on the ballot here. So that's unfortunate.
What does writing in Jill Stein do for black people?
Also, her campaign has been very open with the fact that
what does she do for black people? Okay, let me say like this, right? And I'm curious your opinion on this. So give me about 60 seconds to flesh this out. And this is one of the reasons why I'm not voting for her, right? There's two things I would like for you guys to check out, and you guys can do this in real time. And I'm going to piece these two together. You could go on X, formerly Twitter, and there's a UK reporter by the name of Sarah Wilkinson. So, Mr. Jones, why the facial expressions, sir?
You have your 60
just wait,
seconds.
just wait.
Keep explaining what you were saying.
I know, don't worry about his face. He doesn't have to be like, what?
I know, I just because I saw Ticket, he's already starts rolling his eyes, but okay.
You're wasting
don't worry about
All
it.
right, but in any case,
Yeah.
so there's a report. Don't even waste my time. I listened to all you guys speak for a few minutes, so surely I can have 60 seconds, guys.
Please stop complaining.
Anyway, okay. So anyway, so there's a UK-based reporter that's stationed. I'm guessing she's in the war zone, actually. She goes by the name of Sarah Wilkinson. So anybody, please, that's listening, you can look this up in real time. She's on X, and she's been reporting on this. So you take that and you juxtapose that with a young lady by the name of Hala Rarit. She was recently on Democracy Now! She worked at the State Department under Tony Blinken. And she basically went on their show because she recently resigned in protest. And the reason she did that was because she said that currently at this moment, the United States is basically breaking two laws. The one she mentioned was the Leahy Law, and the second, I don't remember. Anyone could go and check it out. It's on Democracy Now!'s YouTube channel, and it's titled, "We Have Lost All Credibility, Hala Rarit on Quitting State Department and Ending Complicity in Gaza." But one of the more alarming things that she stated was that during the entire time that this conflict's been going on multiple occasions, her and other colleagues had detailed reports of the fact that the Israeli government is committing a genocide, and that here's what we could do to ameliorate the situation, even better, to stop the situation. And all of it fell on deaf ears. So surely you guys can understand that there's a large swath of the Democratic voter base, which I'm center left, so I voted Democratic at least until 2016, that see all of these things happen. And so my question to you guys is, with all of that being said, and once again, anybody could listen to what she says on Democracy Now!, look at the reporting of Sarah Wilkinson, and you guys with a good conscience could just sit there and say, like, yeah, I'm still going to vote for Vice President Harris. Like, is this lesser of two evils argument? And the final thing I'll say to this, right, which I find so troubling, is you have three options on the table. All you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys are anti-war. You have three options on the table. And yet the one option that's telling you, hey, that I'm willing to stop this genocide, you guys shun, ridicule, and, call a Russian asset and all of these things, right? What does that say about your moral character? Where you have three options. You got Trump that's telling you he's definitely going to finish the job. Vice President Harris has remained mum on it. Most she'll say is, well, October 7th, and yeah, there's a lot of Xing on the other side, and it's very troubling.
It's been well past 60
You know what I'm
minutes.
saying? Anyways, you guys got my point. So
Now,
it's
I wanna know, like, what exactly is the utility of voting for Joe Stein right now? Like, what is the utility?
I love that word. What is the utility? Hey, yo, hey, Bone. How many times you heard me say that? Can you explain me the utility?
Quite a few times, my brother.
Would you ask that question? Would you pose that question to all the? Would you pose that question to all the lives that's been lost in both these conflicts where it's in Ukraine?
Unironically,
You really would.
unironically.
Knowing
Because
that the
that's
candidate
point.
that you
That's
guys
literally the point.
So you guys would do that.
Let me
We
explain this
gave
to
you
you.
time to talk. Shut your mouth now.
Wow.
Let me
And then
explain this
some.
to you. Let me just explain this to you. That is the point. The point is the utility, okay? Because Jill Stein can come out and make any of the fucking promises that she wants, but it's a matter of whether or not she'll be able to fulfill them. And all of us here know that she's never going to be able to do that. So when we're looking at these two candidates, we're not just looking at the fact that, like, it's a lesser of two evils. We're looking at the utility of which voting for them would be. And she has none of that. Third party has never had that. Not in the history of the United States. It's not about the lesser of two evils. It's about which one is more likely to win.
Okay, since it's not your turn to talk, bro.
And what do you think? What do you think?
Thank you, Tashika. Go ahead, Bo.
Matter of fact,
and then Dantra.
Go ahead. No,
and then Dantra.
Oh, okay.
I'll come back to you, Tashika. I'll come right back to you.
Yeah. Y'all go.
I'm sat here and I've not said my thing. My temper's short. But I want to speak to not only what people have typed, but also what he said. When Jones asked the question, Jones, you remember not a little while ago, you asked, you didn't ask the question. You spoke on the fact that when you ask yourself what you would have done during the Holocaust, when you're questioning where you would have stood, that you'd be doing the same thing you're doing now, right? You've mentioned that multiple times to get people to realize that all of their false morality.
Turn your mic up, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right. All of their false morality is absolute nonsense. And when you want to jump on this issue, and it is a big issue, as someone who has actually seen the combat and seen the multitudes and masses of lives that you all talk about. Let me say this again. Who's someone who's seen war in multiple locations on this planet that you all talk about and that you use as talking points. So when you come up and you try to use the lives of those who are still being lost right now as a talking point for you to vote for a grifter, is absolute nonsense, period. all that word salad and babbling about this and all that. Stop, bruh. I didn't interrupt you once. I did not interrupt you once.
Can I respond to that, sir?
Interrupt you once.
I'm asking, can I respond?
No.
I'm not trying
the answer is no. After that is Dan Trell's turn.
I did not interrupt you once. Doesn't that mean shut the hell up?
Sure does.
Do you not have basic cognitive freaking ability? As I was saying, because like I said, my temper's short and I don't really have patience for arguing right and wrong with people who are disingenuous. So I'm gonna say what I have to say. I've been sitting up here, I've been listening. I got to drop down anyway, Jones, because I got a lot I got to do. For us, by the way. Oh, by the way, I did a little revamp on what I showed you. I think you're gonna like it. Okay. But here's the thing. And I asked this of all of you who try to use other people's lives for your so-called morality. Were you talking like that when you voted in every other election? Were you thinking about the MIW? Were you thinking about your own black folk who've been facing constant oppression and genocide energy the entirety of the United States? But now you want to look out and say you care. And I'm just going to say it straight. You just don't want to see a black woman doing her thing. I'm not going to argue with you. You can say whatever you want. You can try to explain it away because you're not going to say anything that hundreds of you haven't said already. We know it. The second you opened your mouth, which you proved that point. Now I'm going to drop because I have things to do, but I will be listening. So if you want to reply to what I say, go right ahead.
He can do it after Dan Trell goes.
But please know, what you say doesn't matter to me in the least, and it never will.
Bone, you're a vet?
Yes, I'm a combat veteran.
Oh,
First group
thank you
and
for your
third
service.
group. I don't. No, thank you. I don't.
Oh, okay.
That phrase doesn't sit well with me.
You know what? I got you.
And I'm gonna say this because I played something on my live last night, Jones. I didn't show the video, but I played the audio. And if you hear this audio, Jones, you would be like, "You got to be kidding me." Well, actually, you wouldn't be because you wouldn't be surprised, but it would definitely twist your craw a little bit. And I just want to say this before I drop, Jones, and I know you're going to agree. Black men,
weak as link.
Do yourselves a favor and black women a favor and our community that you say that you are trying to uplift while you're basically doing everything to keep us dragged down. Could you actually be better and educate yourself on how the fucking country works, on how politics works, and stop throwing out your false ass morality just so you can have proximity and thinking that you're going to convince us that you're right, because you're not going to. And my bad, I do got to run. I got a call. Mad
all right,
love,
bro.
But I will be listening and I will be protecting. All right?
Appreciate you.
Much love.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dan Trell.
Hey, good morning. So this, for the last month, I have been addressing black men who are voting against Kamala. B.P. Harris. What I found that they mispronounce her name on purpose. Mm-hmm. You cannot make them say Vice President Harris. You can't make them address her in any form of respect. And then when women approach them about this, they are disrespectful towards the women. I submit to y'all that it's not that they hate themselves, they hate you.
Mm-hmm. Church.
They hate you because you are moving forward and and it's because of the Democratic Party. Let's just be honest with you. I'm not a Democrat by far, but I'm voting for Kamala. Black women have participated in the system to the point that it's transactional, where Democratic Party is saying, okay, these black women, we need these black women because they're voting for us. But the least likely to vote in America for the last 100 years, I looked up the stats, it's black men. Okay, so they're looking at you like, They don't care about us in the first place, but they're looking at you like, I'm not going to get anything out of helping you. And so instead of you jumping into the system and working as hard as what black women, are you punching at the Democratic Party? You punch at black women because you don't have enough gonads to really address the system. That's like me getting mad at my best friend because the bully is punching me in the face. I'm so scared to punch the bully that I punch my best friend. Okay, so I say to you, wholeheartedly, because you don't like black women and you definitely don't like the LGBTQIA. So I say to you wholeheartedly, the black women can't afford you no more, black man. Step it up or move it on. And I'm a black man saying,
how can I help you?
Shay, you can come back up. It wouldn't let me mute you. Here's the thing, right? and this is gonna prove, you know what I'm saying, like my point right here. I'm not gonna have to say much after this. Sense Logic, you can unmute. I got a question to ask you. What happened on October 5th?
October 5th?
Correct.
Can you be more specific?
Yeah, what happened in Palestine on October 5th?
Well, I assume that's what you're doing, but okay, there you go. I'm just asking you to be more specific.
Yeah, what happened in Palestine on October 5th?
I'm not aware of anything in particular. Can you enlighten me?
Exactly. You have no fucking idea.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
Well,
you have no fucking idea.
Sir, wow. Okay, that's why I actually be more specific.
Yeah.
If you're asking, if you're referring to the, if you're referring to the history of what's taking place in that region, starting from 1947, 48 with the Nakba, 6-Day War.
No,
sir. Let me be clear. I'm really not. What I noticed with you guys is okay. I have a question for you, sir.
No, not until you answer my question.
What
happened on October 5th?
I listen to all of you.
I asked you a question. This is my panel. What happened on October 5th?
Be quiet.
Why is he getting loud now?
Yeah, because bro, you wouldn't talk to me like this in person.
You got called out.
No, because you guys don't engage in
what happened on October 5th?
The change.
Once again, I'm asking you to be specific. What do you mean by actual
what
October
happened in
5th?
Palestine
What does
on
that mean?
October
Be
5th?
specific. Like anything could have happened on
Sense. What happened? Okay, you know what? Here, I'm going to narrow it down for you. I'm going to narrow it down for you. Zip. What happened in the West Bank with Israeli soldiers and Palestinians on October 5th, 2023? I narrowed it down for you.
It's okay to say that you don't know.
Let's put it this way. If you're referring to the history, there's a lot going on. But if you're referring to a particular event,
it's okay.
That's not going to bode well for you either, friend. Not at all.
It's okay to just say that you. Why can't you just admit that you don't know? Like if you.
So what happened? Okay, so what is the answer? I do not understand this question. Like what happened?
I don't know why you're getting so loud all of a sudden. If you the point
what does that mean? This makes no sense.
Why are you yelling at us? We weren't like. Why are you yelling at us?
Embarrassing.
So what's the answer to this question? What's the answer to this question?
Just really quickly, it's okay to admit when you don't know.
Because
but the point is that
he posed a generalized question as a gotcha question.
That's not a general question. That was a direct question.
Direct question.
That means that day was significant enough. And if you cared about these people, you would know what happened. Okay,
so what is the answer to that question? I would like, because honestly, I would like to know. I'm curious to know.
Just stop. You're being
I'm curious to know. So was there a particular event that occurred?
Whoa, this is weird.
Thank you, David. I appreciate you. Big W, David.
Israeli troops killed 4 Palestinians in the West Bank.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah. It's giving performative.
Okay, that's horrible.
It really is.
I was not aware of that. That's horrible.
Obviously, you weren't aware of it. You're not aware of the history. You're obviously not aware of the history of what has gone on between Israel, the Israeli settlers. I'm still fucking talking sense. Do you see how my mouth is moving? Yours doesn't need to be. You are obviously very uneducated in the history of Palestine in relation to Israel, the occupation, the fucking occupation, the Israeli settlers, and the government. There's continued aggression against Palestinians. So how many times does somebody have to attack you before you start defending yourself? How many times? That's like going to your neighbor's house, setting your fucking neighbor's house on fire, and telling them to shut the fuck up and deal with it. You are obviously uneducated.
So he got so angry
because black men are, you know what I'm saying, like I mean, I hate to say this as a black man, you know what I'm saying, but y'all are mediocre as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You want rule, you want control, you know what I'm saying? You want to be leaders, but have no leadership qualities. You haven't educated yourself. You haven't done the work. You don't go to therapy. You know what I'm saying? You don't participate in the household in the manner that you should. You don't participate in the community in the manner that you should. You are out here, you know what I'm saying, trying to flex your muscle essentially by saying that I deserve this. I am entitled to this simply because I was born with a penis. And
Besides the fact that Jill Stein gets a shit ton of funding from places like Lockheed Martin. So what part of Jill Stein getting money from Lockheed Martin do you think is going to help the Palestinian people?
Exactly.
I'll give you a fucking clue.
Aside from that.
Goose egg.
Right. Aside from that, there is no Green Party members in state legislatures, in mayorships, in governorships, in the House of Representatives. You know what I'm saying? In the Senate.
No political power. They do not have the trust of the American
people. They hold
They
zero
don't even
political
get
power.
Government funding. They don't even get enough votes for that. Like
exactly. They hold zero political power. They have zero social capital. They possess nothing. So all you're saying is that I'm willing, you know what I'm saying, to sell out the entirety of the black community because I, you know what I'm saying, want to stand on some fucking make-believe, moral ground. Yeah.
Like what?
Right.
And again, like I think that's so insane. Like, first of all, that was really disappointing of you. Really, like Sense Logic.
May I respond to some of these?
Can I just say?
We're talking. You can wait. You can wait.
This is no longer a discussion with you at this point because you have shown yourself to just straight up not out. You don't even care about the Palestinian
Standing on
people.
Fraudulent business is exactly
like
right.
You're standing on like sinking sand right now. Like what do you?
You guys really created a straw man argument.
That was not a straw man.
Can I respond? Just 10 seconds.
The aggression between
by your logic.
No. It wasn't our logic. It's an internal critique. So, Sense Logic, what part of your argument did we misrepresent by asking you what happened on October 5th? What part of your argument did we misrepresent?
Okay, I'm happy you brought that up.
Yeah,
it's that can be easily answered, right? So by your logic,
you're giving your brain a lot of time to like figure that out.
Our history here in this country, right? Wow. Okay.
This is
by your logic.
This is a fucking clown show.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's your name up there,
You
right?
have way too much pride for your own good. But I'll let you.
By
I
your
want to hear what you
logic,
have to
based
say.
on what you said, based on what you said, right? Okay, thank you. Okay, so based on your logic, I'm just following what you said, right? You said how this particular event happened in Palestine on October 5th, and therefore that discounts everything that I know. So I could move that.
No one said that. Hold on.
So let's say we all understand. Can I wait? Oh my God!
Bro, I just told her to hold on. Keep fucking talking.
Yo, the fact that you don't even know, that you don't even know the events that led up to October 7th is what is disturbing. Like you don't have any sort of, you know what I'm saying, base knowledge. You don't have any sort of base knowledge to know why October 7th even happened. So you're not equipped to have this conversation. You're just not equipped to have this conversation. And that's my problem specifically with black men. And Dan Trail, cut me off when I'm wrong. Black men will literally see a meme or literally see, you know what I'm saying, a Facebook post or a Reddit thread and be like, yo, that's it. No, you can shut up. You can shut up. That's what you can do. If you are concerned about your feelings or about being able to speak, you can talk to your mom or you can talk to your therapist because I don't give a fuck. And I mean that sincerely. I give no shits.
This is not about the Palestinian people. This is about your pride right now.
Yeah, because let's be honest.
Go ahead.
Let's be honest. For decades, the Israelis have been kicking Palestinians out of their home. And that's not even including the Nakba. Not even including the Nakba. These people had olive fields that they were guarded off from. Fences were put up. This was their livelihood, their means of food. They were excluded from accessing their own lands. Their women and children were brutalized and are brutalized every fucking day. So for you to be upset about one day, October 7th, is extremely disingenuous. These people have been going through this shit for decades. Decades of dehumanization. Decades of being misplaced from their home. Decades of not having access to food and water. Decades. So if you're upset about October 11th, go fucking cry somewhere else.
It's really disgusting because a lot of people genuinely believe that this conflict
What?
began on the
Okay, you guys are creating. You guys are literally formulating the entire character of me. Like I'm just like, wait, what?
Because it's not
First
real.
of all, Norads, you mentioned a few minutes ago about the situation over there. Can I just have 30? I'll let just 30 seconds, guys, and you guys can mute me for the next 5 minutes.
Because you have a delay.
Basically,
yes, he's an immigrant. Yes, he's an immigrant.
Hey, so
this person above me is an immigrant.
Hopefully it's better. I took it off the Wi-Fi. Okay, hopefully now it's better because I came off the Wi-Fi.
Since the person above me is an immigrant, as in they have not been here forever.
Yes.
Forever, ever.
Forever, ever.
Goodness.
Hey.
I was born here. What are you guys talking about? The person above me is anyway. So this is all I was going to say to that, right?
Go ahead, Dan Trail.
You might have been born here, baby, but you don't go here. There's a difference. You might have been born here, but you don't go here. You don't.
Can I just have 30 seconds, guys? Just 30 seconds.
You had like 3 minutes to begin with. Go ahead, Dan Trail.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. A wise philosopher said you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them,
and know when to fold
them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You don't know this subject. Do you know I don't address the abortion subject because even the smortion subject, because even though that I am pro-choice, I don't know enough about the situation to talk about it. So I don't debate it. I leave it up to women.
So I've produced many docu-shorts over the years, sir, on many subjects related to foreign policy. That is so disingenuous.
Here's logic. You did not even know.
Wow.
You didn't even know what happened 2 days before October 7th, bro. When that was exposed.
Can I please answer just 30 seconds, guys?
I don't know anything. That would have been admirable.
Once again, sir, you are using the same logic he's using. Can I 30 seconds, guys? Please, I'm begging at this point because you guys will not let me get a word in. 30 seconds.
Ready, go.
By your logic.
Hurry up.
By your logic. Oh, okay. Thank you for the timer. Wow. They call you guys the tolerant left.
I'm not tolerant. You're wasting your time. You got 17 seconds.
Hold on. I want to be very clear. We are not tolerant. We are not tolerant of bigotry. We are not tolerant of fascism. We're not tolerant of homophobia, transphobia, anti-blackness, misogynoir. You know what I'm saying? We are not tolerant. As a matter of fact,
especially not this poser ass shit right here.
Right. And when I tell you this, I promise you, you can ask Dan Trail, you can ask Auntie, you can ask Santana, you can ask Tattoo Maven, you can certainly ask No Rads. In real life, you could not have these conversations with me and save your teeth. I would put you in the box. I am not tolerant.
Okay.
I have never been tolerant. I have never been tolerant. Not once ever in my life. I stand on business and I mean that. I'll put these paws on you.
I'm going to go to Costco later and get him some Kleenex.
Okay, very quickly, because you guys will not let me get a word in. By your logic, the two folks on top, Rads and Don Trell, with the history we have in this country, right, with everything that goes on, if let's say you missed a story about something that happened to a black and brown person in this country, would that dismiss everything you know about the history of the country? If let's say something happened 2 days ago to a black and brown individual that you were aware of, can I then turn around and say, well, being that you don't know about that story,
So wait,
then you don't know nothing at all about the history of what's
If
taking
you are
place.
making your
'Cause that's
whole
what you did to
fucking
me.
voting decision based off of an event, then it is your responsibility to be educated about that event.
It's not just an
It is your
event.
responsibility to
I
be
give you
educated
two
about that
things to
event.
look
No,
at.
there's no excuse. Ignorance is not an excuse. You are choosing to be ignorant and basing your vote, which is going to harm so many marginalized communities, especially the black community and especially black women. It is your job to be educated about that event. If that is your fucking end all be all, what you're standing 10 toes down on, it is your responsibility to be educated on that event and not come up here and spread misinformation and not come up here and cry when people are correcting you because you're wrong.
Yeah. In addition to that,
over the contrary.
No contrary. Fact. End of story.
In addition to that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking about free Palestine in
We lost you, Jones. We can't hear you.
I know. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Hold on one second.
We can hear you now. Okay. That was really disappointing. That was really disappointing.
Please.
This is sadly. Stop talking, please. This is sadly what I've been seeing with a lot of you guys is you genuinely believe that all of this began on the 7th, and it really didn't.
I never
and
said
it's the fact that
I never said that.
And
like,
like,
how can you just attribute that to me to say like, yeah,
because
you're one of those people.
Jones asked you a very good question. Like what's up, Santana? You're like, he asked you a very like well-known question. Like, this is a part of recent history.
No, he asked about what happened the day before, and I said the same logic. Okay, Tashika, let's say something happened 2 weeks ago, and I come to you and
these things are a matter of cause and effect.
I understand that. I'm not denying that at all.
Then if you gave a shit about the history, right, of this apartheid, how wouldn't you know this?
Did somebody pay
But you refer to a specific event, not about the history in totality.
Oh my God, you're missing the point here. So, like, is Palestinian suffering again just like the status quo to you again?
It is, once again, that is a general in terms of like a history.
It's not, because it is literally a matter of cause and effect.
No, Miss. He asked about a specific event.
That is the event. Sense logic. Wait,
from 1948 to now is a specific event?
We're not talking about 1948. We are talking about why H Group felt the need to do this. Why didn't they do it a month before? Why didn't they do it 2 days before? Why didn't they do it a day before? What happened? First of all, fuck it. Why do you think H Group did what they did on the 7th?
Well, if you're asking me personally, my personal opinion, in my personal opinion,
I'm not asking you for your opinion. I'm asking you, why did they do it?
Well, that's a very loaded question. I feel like they have many reasons why they did it. They have many reasons why they did it.
You know what? I think the people on the panel are more educated on this than I am. So I'm gonna.
You guys filibuster so much. Like, let me answer.
Bro, it's not a democracy. It's not. You don't get a vote. If you want to come up here and talk nonsense, then you're going to get read.
But you're the tolerant party. But now you're saying
we are not tolerant of bullshit. Jones explained this to you. We are not tolerant of your bullshit because it's harmful.
You also cannot be you cannot
Once
be
again,
tolerant
he focused
to
on a
intolerance.
specific. Okay, let me ask you something, Tashika.
Okay, the over talking is triggering as fuck. Now, sense logic, sense, which you lack both. If you're incapable of controlling yourself, I will help you. Because your over talking is insane. That's number one. Number two, we are not Democrats. We are not Democrats. Fuck all political affiliations. We are the most intolerable motherfuckers on TikTok, especially when it comes to bigotry, racism, hatred, and genocide. So before you engage your lips, I need you to engage your brain and not say that shit no more. Because I don't think you're hearing us, brother.
Brother. To be fair to Sense Logic, I think his Wi-Fi is really bad. He has like a 3
Well,
second
he needs to wait. When people up here finish talking, they go on mute. Like when I get through talking, I'm going to go on mute. But by all that is holy in the kingdom, you might as well call Jones a pork eater before calling him a fucking Democrat or tolerant of the shit that's going on right now. So you might as well call me a bed wench before you call me left or a goddamn Democrat or tolerable. Okay? Do we unmute to say yay or nay? Once for yes, two for no.
Oh, damn. Oh.
Jamaican. Are you Jamaican, Sensei? Or Sense?
Let me unmute his mic, because damn it, he got my blood pressure up and I had to reposition my damn liquor and I can't find it right now. God damn it. Shit.
Is he one of these guys that doesn't have any money and is angry about it?
That's my issue, right? Why are you guys, why all the ad hominems? I've been here the entire time, respectful.
Sense, are you Jamaican?
Yeah, that wasn't an ad hom, by the way. That's not what that means.
Sense, are you Jamaican?
I'm going to ask respectfully. I don't know. Hold on. Lex, why you always catch me fucking up the church money? I'm going to need you to stop doing that shit. Okay? I don't know how you find me when I be cutting up, but you ain't never around when I got my act right on. Always when I'm fucking up. So I'm going to have you mute for a second because I think Santana been real patient up here. This baby is acting like Job right now. So Santana, since you done got your hand up so long, your palms getting tanned, baby, go ahead and talk. Everybody else, please, except no Reds and Jones, just please mute and let him get the words out, okay?
I know, I appreciate that, Auntie. Good morning, everybody, or I guess afternoon, depending on where you guys are. I've sat up there and I've listened to Sense, and I have one genuine question, and I don't necessarily want to go into the thought process that everyone else has, because clearly you've been outclassed on this whole Palestine issue, right? I mean, it's been demonstrated that you don't really have a leg to stand on there. So I guess my question to you is, you said you're writing Jill Stein in on the ballot in New York, which everyone said that it's giving performative. What have you done outside of writing in Jill Stein in on your ballot to actually do anything to be beneficial to Black people in general, to your community in general? Like, is there anything that you can actually say that you're doing beyond writing Jill Stein in to actually make any type of real changes that you want to see? Because it does sound like you're grandstanding over your vote and you're actually not doing anything. The people that you see on this panel, one second, the people that you see on this panel literally have shared multiple stories and they detail how they are not only trying to educate people when it comes to the political process and what's happening in this election, but the actual work that they're doing outside of that. So I would love to know what works you actually have in place to be beneficial to people.
Well, sure. Well, for one, I'm a 12-year veteran EMT. I work out in New York City. I've helped my community a lot.
That's your job.
Yeah, just been a 12-year veteran EMT out in New York City. Worked during COVID. I also produce docu-shorts. I have a whole page on Facebook where and I don't put any ads on it because I'm not here for the money, where I've spoken with Air Force veterans. I've had the opportunity to speak to folks like Dave Wingington, Chris Hedges. Anybody could check it out. I produced many docu-shorts over the years on foreign policy, domestic policy issues. So that's what's so entertaining about this, because I understand you guys get a lot of Trump supporters here, and oftentimes, not all of them, or not, but what I call the mainstream right.
Since you still haven't answered
I'm sorry for going on a tangent. My apologies.
No, you're fine.
Right. I mean, those are two things I've done, and I'm just, I'm active. I speak to my congressmen.
Listen one second. Yeah. So you said you have a job, which I can respect, but then you also said you make videos. Cool. So literally, I'm going to give you a super simple, super simple example, right? Before you came on, Jones had a gentleman up who was disabled and he needed help, right? And Jones brought him up and immediately called on the community to help. right? NORADS has mentioned the actual store that they're helping support the schools in Florida, right, where people can go in and donate supplies and actually help. My question is, what are you actually doing to help outside of your job and making videos? Are you actually doing anything to affect everyday people's lives to see the change that you want to happen?
Well, if you're asking me if I'm politically active, no, I'm not.
No, I'm just asking if you're doing anything,
But I don't see
or
how
are
that
you just
dismisses
grandstanding on social media? Like, which one is it?
But I don't see how that's grandstanding, sir. I don't see how
Okay.
me
So
not
sense
being
logic.
politically active.
I'm gonna speak to you real quick.
Sir, I
Lex.
literally
Hold on
do
a
that
second, Lex.
5 days a week, sir.
Sense logic.
That's literally what I do
Sense
for a
logic,
living,
Lex.
is help people, sir.
Please wait for a moment. Sense logic. I'm a United States Army veteran. I served in the military. I worked front lines during the pandemic. I make content about voting and educating voters. In addition to that, I help in my community. I go out and find people who need help getting groceries, and I help them. I find people who need help, and they find me who need help getting things for their kids and making sure their lights stay on and they can pay their rent, and I help them. I participate in protests. I participate in petitions and sending petitions around. I speak up when people are misbehaving, both on the internet and in person. I do the best that I can every day to become a better human being and advocate for my communities, not only on the internet, but in person. I don't just make docuseries and then come up here and cry while being uneducated about it. And when people tell me I'm wrong and I'm ill-informed, I take it upon myself to make sure that I find out the correct information, and I apologize when I am incorrect. What you're doing right now is harmful, and you're actively causing harm. And you're not doing anything to better anybody's community. All you're doing is sitting here looking for a pat on the back to make yourself feel better about the amount that you've committed to society, which was paid work.
And hey, NORADS, wouldn't that be pretty performative?
Hold on, everybody, hold on. I need to do this mod thing. All right. I need everybody to hold on for a sec. NORADS, just give me 1 second and I'm gonna drop down. And this is for people on the panel. This is not for people in the chat. I need to remind everybody up here, you're a guest. Y'all feel me? You're a guest. Y'all get what I'm saying? What I mean by that is, I don't care if you're friendly or not. People who keep unmuting their mic to jump over everyone and talk to everyone, or let me throw in an agree comment and all that other stuff, it is getting annoying. And I am going to mute you too. You are a guest. You do not run this platform. You feel me? Everybody feel me, right? My kindness is gone. With the friendlies as well. Stop cutting each other off. Stop unmuting your mic to pop in your little agreeing phrases. Let people finish what the fuck they're saying. And stop opening up your mic and acting like you are the host of this freaking live. NORADS and Jones are the hosts, and NORADS is up here. Respect it, or I'm going to remove you myself. Period. And you can DM me and try to argue with me about it. I guarantee you won't like that. That's all I got to say about that. NORADS, do your thing. Stop disrespecting my sis.
Thank you, Bona. I appreciate you. Santana, you can go ahead and say what you wanted to say.
No, I was just saying, I mean, listen, NORAD said it better than I could ever quantify it. But the point that I'm trying to make is you picked an issue that you were uneducated on, and you tried to stand on that issue, but you have no substance behind who you are, what you're doing. And that's why I asked the question, because I don't know you, right? But I gave you an opportunity to tell me more about yourself, and you couldn't articulate anything that you actually do outside of your job and the videos, which I'm not trying to downplay, but I'm telling you, there's people doing a lot more than you that are taking the actual steps needed to make real change versus being performative. And that's what you're coming off disingenuous and very performative for you to come up here and grandstand about voting for Jill Stein when, one, you know that she has no chance of winning. Two, you know that, you know, I hate to say this, in New York, you're just throwing away your vote. That's why you have the you can afford to throw away your vote, because you know what's going to happen in the place where you live, where people like NORAD or Tashika, they live in states that are considered to be swing states that could actually affect this election. So they can't be performative like you. So I'll just say this: if you want to actually make some type of real change and actually do something, then do something. Stop talking about it and actually do something. That's it.
Thank you, Santana. Lex,
I mean,
did you have
all I'll
something
say
you
to
wanted
that.
add?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Lex, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah. So here's the question I always ask people like Sensei. What have you done for the community? What have you done for the Black community? Just like what Rad said. She told you what she said. Whenever they ask you, you can't tell anything. All you're doing is you're on yourself, serving yourself. Because, you know, you ask, if she asked me the same question, I am the founder of a school at a historic Black college. I'm also right now in the Caribbean working for Shell Global to protect the Gulf. So I'm literally in the Caribbean right now working with the oil company to protect the Gulf. What have you done for the community? You can't come on here and try to sway people's opinions if you have no bearing in the community itself, or you're not doing anything for anybody. The only thing you're doing is serving yourself. So that's what I wanted to say. And another thing is are you Jamaican? Yeah.
Serving myself. I'm Haitian.
It's your turn.
What did you say?
Okay, I'm Haitian.
Oh, you're Haitian. Stop and say. But
okay, you mentioned serving.
So you're voting for Jill Stein.
Said
that about you. You wouldn't vote for Harris? I don't understand.
Okay, the reason why. Okay, I don't. Okay, if you want to go down this rabbit hole for just a little bit, because obviously other people on the panel, I don't want to.
There's nothing in a rabbit hole.
Delve too deep into those weeds. But I have a question for you, Lex. I have a question for you, Lex. In terms of what you just said there about why I'm voting for Jill Stein. In the current state that this country is in right now, would you say that we're living in a fascist country?
Not yet.
Just a simple yes or no. Are we living in a fascist country?
Not yet.
Based on the different aspects of what not yet. Really? You think so? Okay. Well, okay. I just want to know your thought process as to that question, as to whether or not we're living in a fascist country. You said not yet. Okay. All right.
Okay. So listen, we are tired.
I'll just leave it at that.
No, Ralph, I hate to say this, but we are tired of people like you. Well, there's just no time for playing games. But voting for Jill Stein is like a mouse farting in the woods. Nobody's going to even know what happened. So, I mean, you may feel like that you're doing something on society, but nobody cares. What you're doing is you're throwing your vote away.
Okay, Lex. I posed this question to everyone earlier. Of course, I was filibustered and muted, so I'll pose this question to you, right? If I came to you and I said, Lex, you have three, okay, I'm pretty sure, like most of us on here, we're anti-war, yes? I'm pretty sure most of us would agree to that. If I came to you, I said, Lex, you have three options. One of the options is full-on finish the job, Nikki Haley. The other option is, well, I see what's happening, but even though my administration has facilitated for the entire year, can't give a straight answer as to what she's going to do moving forward in terms of that conflict if she's elected. And the third option is telling you that, hey, we're the underdog, but we guarantee that we're going to make sure, as president, whether she could do it through executive order, and I believe she would, that they could stop not only the G side, but what's happening in Ukraine and even in Sudan. We could go over the situation in Sudan. I'm just posing that question. You can't say you can't, because she could go in and do some executive orders.
You can't do those things through executive order. So you're basing this hypothetical of something that can not actually happen.
Let's just put all those aside. Let's just put all those aside and let's just focus on that, because then that's how these conversations get into the weeds. Right? Let's just focus. If I give you those three options, I came to you, sir, here's your three options. Which one are you picking, Lex?
I'm not going to pick any of those options.
I know who I'm picking, but I just want to know who would you pick.
I'm talking now, okay? So stop. NORAD's basically answered your question. I'm not going to pick any of those options because none of those are realities. We're dealing with reality here. It's not any kind of imaginary shit we're dealing with. This is reality. I'm not going to pose any questions to you or ifs. or maybes. This is reality. And what you're doing is you're throwing your vote away. This is reality. Deal with that. Reality. This is not imagination. I'm not sure what you're trying to do or say, but no Rad's answer your question.
Yeah. Can I say something? Like, do you define an executive order right now?
Because I'm actually looking it up right now in real time,
You
just to
didn't know?
make sure. No,
I
in
told
terms
you.
of
Right
the,
now,
no. One second,
really
hold
quickly,
on.
Sense.
In terms of what they're able to do, not what it is.
That's
Obviously, I
what
know
an
what it is.
executive
In
order
terms
is.
of
That would be the definition of an executive order.
right, but I just
what
want
an
to know in
executive
terms
order
of
would be able to do.
of war. That's what
I
I'm
know.
looking up.
I know. We're all talking about the
okay.
same thing right now, baby.
No, but you asked what is an executive order. I'm
We're
saying that
all
I'm just
talking
looking
about
it
the
up
same
in
context.
relations to war.
It means the same
That's
thing.
it.
But this
No.
ghetto, I wanna live.
Tashika, once again, I'm
Who the
looking
fuck
up
is
in
Tanisha?
terms of
Her
in
name is
relation to
Tashika.
war, not what
Sense,
it is.
sense,
Tashika,
pause.
I'm
Please, yes, be respectful and say her name correctly.
That was weird.
I could even see because there's a number over it. I'm just looking at there's a
it's okay.
63033 over her
It's
name.
Tashika. It's fine. Whatever.
Tashika, okay.
Yeah.
So once again, I wasn't referring to an executive order
It's
in
okay.
itself, in terms of in relation to it, in terms of wars of what they're able to do.
It means the same
in terms
thing.
Like the War Powers
It means
Resolution. This
the
law limits
same
president's
thing.
ability to.
There's
et cetera,
no
et cetera.
distinction. It means the same thing.
I gotta go.
Bye, Lex. Thank you for being here.
After this guy, I can't. I'm going to. I'm drinking rum for the rest of the day. Good luck. Good luck, folks. You guys follow me. I'll follow you.
Once again, in summary, it says, in summary, while a president can take significant steps towards ending U.S. involvement in a conflict.
Who just muted him?
Did he get muted?
Yeah,
One
somebody
day
just
I'm
muted him.
sending shit from the Twitter assist to Jones so he can see it.
Okay, anyway, guys, I'm not gonna. Can I? Okay, I'm just gonna let my plane. Suffice to say,
I just want to hear the definition of an executive order because it means the same thing.
no. Once again, the question you posed when you asked me the question, I was looking it up in real time in relation to war. The executive orders
It
can
means
be
the same
for many
thing.
different things.
I know you can. Yes, you can make an executive order for many things, but
Exactly.
it still has the same job regardless. So what is an executive order?
Tashika, an executive order could be to implement something, or it could be also to refrain from doing something.
Right.
Right.
So what is okay? So
okay.
right. So can executive orders make new law?
No, I wouldn't. No. I can't make a new law.
Oh, okay.
I would
then.
say no to that.
Right. And so what is the part of the government that provides a type of funding for like Israel? What is the part?
Well, that would go through Congress, right?
Right. And so what power? So does Congress have to like what power does an executive order have over Congress?
I would say, well, okay, based on what I'm reading here, right? I just, put it through to the Wonder Machine, and this is what it says. Anyone can listen to this in real time. In summary, while a president can take significant steps toward ending a conflict, fully stopping a war generally requires congressional support, international diplomacy, et cetera, et cetera. So that's all I was looking up in real time. So it wasn't like I don't know what this is or
Yeah, so yes or no, does Congress have the power to overturn an executive order? Yes or no?
That's a good question. I would believe they do, yes.
They do. So what would an executive order do if Congress is in control of this funding?
Okay. I'm gonna let my plane with this.
Am I
right?
saying something wrong,
if-
Santana?
No, you're not. You're
Oh, okay,
not.
sorry.
You're not.
Okay.
Okay, like you guys get so worked up so fast.
I'm just making
I'm gonna
sure,
let my plane because I want other
the
people.
people around me on the same page.
No.
Okay, understood.
You were
We're
reading
on.
my
I
mind.
agree.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No,
Okay,
it's
so
fine.
obviously I'm gonna let my plane, guys, because I already got to go. But I'll just say this, right? Because if I was advising Vice President Harris, and if she wanted to get the Muslim vote, which unfortunately she lost due to this conflict, what I'll say to her is just to say this. She always likes to start with October 7th, right? If you want to keep saying that, fine. Say, hey, listen. No, but she always does say that, right? Am I saying something
Because
wrong?
it's the
She
only
always...
day that people like you remember.
No, oh my
It's
God.
the
I'm
only
saying that's
day that
what
people like
she
you care
says. I'm
about.
saying that's what she says. Why are you saying what I care about? I'm not.
Because
I'm not Israeli.
if she had said October 5th, you would be out of the loop. You would know, right? It is October 7th that people recognize the most. Because
Tashika,
you guys
okay.
only care about the response and not the actual history.
Okay, Tashika, by your logic, once again, if something happened to a black person 2 weeks ago, and I said, Tashika, did you hear about this person that was unalived? And you say no. Can I then turn around and say, oh my God, Tashika, you don't know nothing about Black history because of this one event occurred?
If that occurrence was like a domino effect to another occurrence, yeah, I would expect for you to know.
Wait, so you know every single incident that occurs?
You're actually straw manning right now. What you're doing right now is actually a straw man.
But that's literally what you're imparting on to me.
That's like talking about.
You didn't know what happened on the 5th.
That's like talking about World War II without the invasion of Poland. Does that make sense? Like.
Yeah, but that's not how the question was framed. He didn't.
That is literally how the question was framed.
Sense.
He asked me about a specific event. So being.
Sense. What I had said to you was, if you are basing your vote off an entire event, specifically October 7th, then you better be educated on the events that led up to it and the events that came after it. Because you and your vote and the things that you are saying are actively harming marginalized communities. I don't understand how you could sit here and advocate for something that you do not know about while actively harming other people. Now, if you were educated on the history of Israel and Palestine and could have a discussion about those things, that might be different. But you are not. So for you to sit here and do this, it's gross.
Okay. Okay. Well, I wholeheartely disagree. I've spent many years, whether it's reading Chris Hedges, Abby Martin, Max Blumenthal, Aaron Mate, Cornel West. I mean, I could go on and on with so many individuals over the years that I've listened to. Sarah Wilkinson, the reporter. You got the folks out in the UK doing great work. Yeah, I mean, I guess all of that just doesn't mean anything, and that I know nothing about this issue.
You did all this to build a resume. All right, gotcha.
I didn't do that. I said that to prove a point, to say that I'm seeing this kind of, wow, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna land my plane, and just to say this, right, is that
you've landed your plane 672 times by now. You haven't said anything of substance.
No, okay, that's fine. Okay, let's agree to disagree. But I'm just gonna say this so you could understand the mindset of millions of voters who feel the way I do, right? And I'm just gonna say this, and then I'm gone. Is that if Vice President Harris simply stated that, hey, like I was saying earlier before I was interrupted, because she always likes to step up and say,
quit fucking crying, land your plane.
Go on her rant, right? I'm not crying.
Say what you need to say. Quit crying.
So
nobody cares.
Say that. Okay. I just wanted to say that it would have been great if she just said that as president, once I'm elected. First of all, I wish it would be great if she acknowledged the fact.
I'm done with you.
Yeah,
you spent more time talking about how nobody would let you talk than you did your actual fucking point. Every time we gave you the opportunity to speak, all you did was cry. You're uneducated and you're harmful to marginalized communities.
I just want
to read a fucking book.
I just want to ask, did he burn his LeBron James jersey when LeBron left Cleveland to go to Miami?
Probably.
Because that's all that what the entire time. And Tashika, Norad, like literally you both, like there's nothing I could have said, and it's just like he wasn't getting it, and it was all just a performance, and everything that he did, all he did was stand up there and demonstrate that he has no idea what he's talking about at all.
Yo, every time I've ever spoken to him, it's been a fucking clown show, bro. Bro's a whole fucking joke. You know what I'm saying? And when I tell you that I'm so sick of fucking black men, you know what I'm saying? With their uneducated, unlearned, you know what I'm saying? Uncouth, fucking churlish ass behavior.
Jill Stein would stop what's happening in Palestine through executive order. He was elected.
You can't.
I know. He had to look up what an executive order was.
Could you imagine if it was that easy?
Right.
You'd have to make the argument that everyone in the government and that is like evil and like that's oh my god, that was insane, dude.
Tashika, you
like
literally
you cannot make laws via executive order.
They speak like Congress isn't damn near the most powerful body in the government right now.
Tashika, you were literally taking the words out of my mouth. Every time I wanted to say something, you stole them every time. That's why I was sitting there shaking my head, making faces, because I couldn't say it because you were like everything that I had. You just right there, just took it.
I always want to ask Green Party voters like what other third parties do they know of, and if they don't know, then I'm not talking to them.
Can we bring back Harriet? If Harriet was here, we wouldn't have no problems.
Listen.
Respectfully, I would be her right-hand man, right-hand woman, right-hand, whatever the fuck she needed. Can we bring Harriet the fuck back? Respectfully.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Auntie? I don't know if everybody knows this. You know Harriet was married?
I do. Her real name is Araminta.
Do you know that her husband asked her not to do what she was doing?
Well, I bet he didn't ask you but one time because he would have got it too.
Wait, Harriet who? Tubman?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was like, don't do this.
She's like,
didn't they get divorced after a while?
Look.
She was like, bro, fuck you.
Right. Do you want some too? Shit.
I wouldn't be
you
surprised.
can get it too.
Left his ass right there. Did you know he was a free man?
Uh-huh. Yeah. But she married a second time, right? Yeah.
Oh
we need to. If we had Harriet here, we wouldn't have these motherfucking problems.
If we had Harriet here, they would have been done away with her. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is what happened.
Now, because if we had Harriet here with the black women we got right now, and she could do what she did then right now, baby, Harriet would be more protected than Jesus. And I'm talking Jim Crow Jesus.
Yeah.
When they gonna put her on
Let me just say this real quick, and I got to drop for me. Jones, you say this every time, and I want to push back on you every time that you say it because I don't want it to be true so bad. When you say black, oh my God! Every single time you say that, I'm like, I want it to not be true so damn bad, like so bad.
You think that I want it to be true?
I know.
I feel so bad when I speak to black men sometimes.
Oh my God!
I look at them and it's like I'm supposed to love you right now. You know what I mean? Like people tell me.
But that's the thing.
I'm supposed to love you.
That's the issue. That's the issue.
And y'all not even graduating high school. And it's starting to hurt me.
That black women specifically have been doing nothing but loving us and nurturing us and jumping to the front line to protect us and saying, "Hey, listen, we're going to get our education in spite of. We're going to build businesses in spite of. We're going to, you know what I'm saying, build community in spite of. We're going to persevere in spite of. And we're just asking you to follow our lead." And they're like, "Nah, fuck that. We're in charge.
Every single
we
time.
want to lead." But you can't lead shit when you don't know shit.
They don't have the facilities. And when you see black women going to college in troves, graduating high school in troves, and black men aren't even graduating high school anymore. It's like, but then again, I say this, and anyone on the panel, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like right now, and it's been festering for a long time, but black men right now know that they are not up to par.
You know what?
I think there's a level of understanding there, but again, because it is already within them that they do not have the education to better themselves, they don't know what to do. And so who do they turn to? The people that's in proximity to them. And I feel like they are lashing out at black women.
Yep.
I feel like to an extent within our communities, we've become this, and I hate this term, a model minority.
Listen,
and I feel like they're lashing out.
This is what I'll say about that, because like it happens. I think there's two groups, right? There's one group who is right there and like, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Because it doesn't apply, and we want to see other people do better, because you do have certain black men that are working to be better in every single way. And then you have what Jones just said earlier, mediocre black men that literally are lashing out because they know they aren't up to par. And it's really easy to spot who those people are and which group they fall into. And the sad part about it is I feel like the mediocre ones are the ones with the loudest voice. That's why they get the most attention right now. That's all it really is, because there's a lot of black men that are really stepping up to do work. Yeah.
Bro,
there's even more that's loud.
Bro. Like, no bullshit right now. You sound like, well, you know, not all men. And we have to stop fucking doing that, bro.
Yeah. I think they know the good ones.
You literally
understand.
sound like not all men, not all black men, not all men, and that shit is tired, bro. Like shit, that shit is tired. Like we have to, because what you're doing right now is you're telling black men who are being mediocre, who are, you know what I'm saying, fucking shit in the bed, who are fucking up the bag. You're telling them, oh well, you know what I'm saying. I'm saying not all men, so you know you can exclude yourself from this conversation, and that's horseshit, bro.
Yeah. And I do that too, because there is a level of like preservation that we have, and we don't want to piss off, to say, the people that we think can be brought to our side. But I had to realize that this is an internal journey.
Yeah, I don't care about them being upset with me.
There's not much I can say until they are ready to like actually take in. I'm gonna keep speaking like how I speak, and if the shoe fits, you gotta dance in that bitch. I mean, like, if you're hurt when someone says something,
if the shoe fits, welcome to the ball, Cinderella.
Can I ask a question to you guys? Since like,
good morning.
Oh, good morning. Hello. By the way. Oh, it's not even morning anymore. Good afternoon.
It depends on where you are. If you're on the West Coast, it's the morning.
Morning for me.
Oh, my bad. But I'm pretty sure that all of you guys would have a problem if some white politician, whether it's Joe Biden or Liz Cheney or whoever else, come out and say that, you know, all black men are unintelligent. They need to get their shit together just because they're voting Republican. And that's exactly what you guys are all saying.
No, I would agree with them. I would 100% agree with them. I'm like, yep, you're right.
That would not be racist.
Hey, weren't we just talking about...
It's not a race thing.
It absolutely is a race thing.
That wouldn't be a race thing. That would just be a fact of the matter. What I prefer... One second.
No, it's not a broad generalization.
It's literally not.
Tashika, hold on a second. Black man to black man. Okay. If you are willing to vote for the same person that the Triple K and the Proud Boys and neo-Nazis and the One Percenters and Stormfront are voting for, you are the problem.
John, what were we just talking about?
That makes no sense at all.
When he came in,
how does that not make sense? Hold on. If I was invited to a dinner party and I walk in and I hang my coat up and I drop my keys on the table and I go sit down at the table and they're serving soup and salad and breadsticks and then they start talking Yahtzee shit and I stay, I'm a Yahtzee.
What dinner has Trump attended for the Triple K? Like,
in Mar-a-Lago.
But you guys are hyperbolic. That's the problem.
Okay.
I'm not saying that you're wrong, but
Steve Bannon, white nationalist. Stephen Miller, white nationalist.
Those are not
like
white
everybody
nationalists.
Around him is a white nationalist.
But that's the thing. You guys call everybody white nationalists. So who are the real white nationalists? The Proud Boys.
Y'all are so fucking disgusting. It doesn't make any sense.
Do you know?
Y'all are so fucking disgusting. It doesn't even make any sense.
It hurts my soul.
Like he literally wanted the exonerated five to be executed even after they were exonerated, and he's like, "Yep, that's my guy. That's my guy." Even after they were exonerated, he's still like, "Nope."
Did anyone notice how
they had to do something? They did something.
Did anyone notice how the guest kind of assumed that we would be wrong about these people? Like, if we're saying that all of these people are white supremacists, why are you assuming that there's a chance that we're wrong? Actually, can you go ahead and define these terms for me?
Yes,
this is wicked work, bro. This is wicked work. This is wicked work, bro.
Racist and white supremacists. That's the first
define
point.
the terms. Define the terms in which we're using right now.
And secondly, the Proud Boys isn't even a white supremacist.
Whoa!
What I'm gonna do is speed past what you were asked. You were asked to define. Proud Boys, white nationalism, that's what you were asked.
I want to know if he knows the words in which we're using. Because I don't know how
They
you
never
can,
do.
Hold on.
They
Did
never
bro
do,
just
beloved.
say? Did bro just say
that the
that the
Proud Boys were
Boys
not white. Yeah, he did.
What did I miss?
You missed a lot, no
Yeah.
Rads. You
The
missed a
school
lot.
called me.
That is what he just said in 4K, 5K, and 5
the Proud
element OP.
Boys were
He just
technically
said
not
Proud
white
Boys wasn't white boys.
That's a
That's
fact.
what he
You guys
said.
can disagree with it, but I mean, you
Yeah,
can't just
that's why I'm
call
asking you to
everything
define the
racist.
term so that you can make this assessment on.
So white nationalism and white supremacy is one and the same. It's hyper nationalism that result in the marginalization of other people that are excluded from your race. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not even saying that.
No one's saying that.
That's what I'm advocating for. But for you guys to call an organization that has thousands of minority, Black and Hispanic, and their leader is a Hispanic.
I'm sorry.
No, their leader's in jail.
Yeah.
But he is Mexican, so like I don't understand.
Well,
how
hold
you
on.
guys
Is
can say-
Mexican a race?
Yeah. They're
It
all
is
white
a minority.
Mexicans.
It's not
There
white.
Is it a race?
There are white Mexicans.
But he's not a white Mexican, first of all.
Why isn't he?
If you look at him, you can tell he is not a white Mexican.
What makes somebody a white or black?
Jones, because I blinked. Is he talking about Nick Fuentes?
No, I'm not talking about Nick Fuentes.
My bad, my bad.
My only problem is I get it. It's racist out there. I'm not denying that, but you can't call everything racist because nothing becomes racist.
No one
Where
is
you from?
calling everything racist.
Where you from?
I am Jamaican.
Gotcha.
I grew up
Okay.
in America.
The
though.
Proud
I've been here
Boys
23
is a
years.
North American, far-right, neo-fascist militant organization that promotes and engages in political violence. The group leaders have been convicted of violently opposing the federal government in the United States, including its constitutionally prescribed transfer of presidential power. It has been called a street gang and was designated as a T group in Canada and in New Zealand. The Proud Boys are opposed to left-wing and progressive groups and support Donald Trump, the former president of the United States. While the Proud Boy leadership has denied being a white supremacist organization, the group and some of its members have been connected to white supremacist events, ideologies, and other white power groups throughout its entire existence.
By who? By the Democrat? By the FBI? The same organization that said that the Houthis was not a terrorist organization? I mean, like, you guys are contradictory in everything that you say. Who is the arbiter? Who is the arbiter of what is white nationalism? That's my point.
Okay, I'm glad you asked that question. Go ahead, Noraz. You can say what you have to say, and I'll say what I
Just
say.
a quick question. Do you think that you have to be white to support white supremacy or hold white nationalist ideas?
That's exactly what I'm about.
Literally,
You do?
have to be.
That's funny.
Literally
That's
have
real
to
funny.
be.
Sense logic. That's super funny sense
That's not
logic.
sense logic.
If you are
It's
a
not,
true white
because it sounds
nationalist,
just like him.
if you are a true white nationalist, you want absolutely no association, let alone be led by somebody who is not white. So what sense are you guys making at all?
You don't have to be white to hold white supremacist ideologies on a fucking pedestal, friend.
Yeah, Mark Robinson literally said he's a black white supremacist.
Well, you
Literally.
you are what we would call, Mr.
Oh,
Pack,
here we
an
go, here
agent.
we go.
You
Okay.
are what we call an agent of white supremacy, right? Because every token gets spent, right? So they have folks who just happen to be black come up in spaces and panels, and you call yourselves blagger, and you say all the white supremacists talking shit, right? Because they know as a black man, you cannot be racist. Right? You can be xenophobic and you can be anti-black, but they know you won't get as much pushback as they will. So in this moment, sir, you are carrying the flag for the white supremacists.
Hey, Auntie, you want to see something funny? Auntie, you want to see something funny?
Please,
Yeah, you want to see something funny? Hey, Mr. Pac-Man.
What's up, man?
Do you support the LGBTQIA plus community?
As far as we keep children out of it, absolutely.
So the answer is no.
I believe that it's no place for a child to learn.
Hold on, are you telling me there's not gay children?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying whether straight or gay, I say the same thing about straight people.
Is there
A child
gay children,
plays-
yes or no?
Because you live in a system in which it's okay
Of
for
course.
Okay, is there trans children?
Unfortunately.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
Because that's no place for a child.
How so?
What are you talking about?
Because you're fucking up their bodies, literally. You are putting them on hormone therapy that has proven to have adverse effects.
Okay, no, that's not true. There's actually less side effects to puberty blockers than there is to over-the-counter medicines. But aside from that, who makes up the largest demographic of people that receive hormone therapy?
I honestly do not know the answer to that question.
Exactly, you don't. It's cisgender children. Cisgender children receive the vast majority of hormone therapy. Cisgender males who have gynecomastia. Cisgender females who have precocious puberty. Those are the people that receive the vast majority of these treatments.
Treatments versus going out of your way to have a situation where
go out of their way.
A lot of young girls are having fertility issues because
Hey, Mr. Pac-Man, what's your degree in?
My degree is in common sense and reality.
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha. All right, cool.
Not bullshit.
Yeah, so I don't know shit. So Mr. I don't know shit.
I'm gonna say this. Mr. I don't know. One more question, and I'll go on mute because I found my Jack Daniels. Mr. Pack, what's your pronouns? He, him, they, them, she, her.
Just because I'm nice, I'll say he, him.
You don't have pronouns or something? Like what the are you just
No,
fucking
because
weird.
Use multiple pronouns in the midst of saying that he doesn't.
I feel like Deborah Cox needs to come back.
I can respect pronouns. If you guys want me to refer you as
you don't respect. He said he used a pronoun to say that he doesn't respect pronouns.
I could have literally said I don't believe in pronouns, but that would have been rude. So I say, of course, I'm
using a pronoun over and over again to talk about pronouns.
You don't believe in grammar? What?
I'm going to say this and I'm going to drop down real quick. Literally, Jones, Tashika, what were we just talking about right before this? Mediocre black men.
Yeah.
Literally the exact same conversation, and we called for him and he came. Anyway, you guys have a good one.
Do you guys honestly think you're gonna win over black men with the condescending?
At least Mr. Pac-Man, there ain't a single solitary person in this space that's trying to change your mind about anything. Because again, baby, at the end of the day, tokens get spent.
So I'm a token. Let me ask you guys this. Why is it that the African American race is the only race that has to be beholden to a particular ideology or political party? Why do you guys not say the same thing for white people?
Great. I'm glad you asked.
Is it only black people that are beholden to an ideology?
Yep, I'm glad you asked.
Oh, I will read white people for filth all day.
Yep, I'm glad you asked. So, can you name a time in history, right, that conservatism has been good for black people? Go.
In 2006 when the Senate voted, I think 94 to like 6 bipartisanly to renew the Voting Rights Act. I think it was 2006 if I remember correctly, but it was passed almost entirely. 100% of both parties voted for that. So miss me with the bullshit.
So you didn't answer the question. Thanks. So I'm going to ask you again. Can you name a time in history where conservatism has been good? Because you said bipartisan. Yeah, that's what. Can you name a time in history where conservatism has been good for black people?
I literally just did, because they didn't have to vote on that.
But it was
did not have to be It did not have to be bipartisan. They could have all voted against it and made it 50-0, which it would not have passed. So what's the logic?
Can you name a time in history where conservatism has been good for black people? If you don't answer me in a genuine manner this time, I'm going to boot you.
Of course, because that's all you guys do. Like you literally will not accept anything I say.
Because that's bullshit. You gotta be kidding me. How am I being flagged? All right, y'all. I'll be back.
Hopefully it wasn't anything I say. I really don't.
What's up, bro?
Jones? Bro, I've been watching all morning. I don't see how you do it, man.
Barely.
I really don't. I mean, the Sense guy and then the last guy, they upset me. I wanted to drive wherever they were and just slap them. I know you ain't supposed to condone violence, but I mean, it's it's just ridiculous. I mean, the one about Jill Stein just threw me off. Like, I don't see how anyone can go that route.
Bro, these people. These people are so fucking unserious, bro. Like, I literally can't and don't take these people seriously at all. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro.
Right.
Like, all I hear is fucking, you know what I'm saying, absolute nonsense. And for somebody, you know what I'm saying, to be Jamaican, right? And then actively be anti a person who is also Afro-Jamaican is insanity to me.
Yeah. I don't even really think he was Jamaican. I just think he just threw that out there.
Yeah, I don't believe it either because, in all honesty, I spent, you know what I'm saying, a shit ton of time on the island, and he don't sound nor talk like any of the folks I know.
Well, he tried to. I don't know if he was like, I was born here, but I'm Jamaican. Like, I was born in America, but I'm Jamaican.
Right, you're not born in America and live in America your whole life and have that accent. I'm sorry, you just don't. It's not how it works.
Right. And not to hold you long about what I don't want to mess up her name because everybody was doing it. Is it Tashika?
Yeah, Tashika.
Tashika, when she was talking about how hard it was for a black woman to, you know, be successful and everything. You know, I told you I'm the assistant coach at my cousin's school, and her being a black female coach and seeing all the other black female coaches out there on the college level.
Where are you at again? Standard. I forgot. I apologize. Where are you
Davidson Elkins at Elkins, West Virginia.
Okay. Hey, listen. Is it the season's going on right now, right?
We have a scrimmage this coming weekend, but I think our first game is like middle of November. I had to go back and look at my schedule.
Okay. Hey, shoot me a DM. I'm gonna come out.
Okay. All right, I got you. Lastly, I am here in North Carolina right now, but like the program y'all been doing for the schools, I've been doing for schools here as well. What I do is take money out of my own pocket to send some of the kids who come from lower income families to like YMCA camps just so they could get that experience. And whenever I say they go to that camp and then the next school year, they're a totally different kid, man, I really give you big ups. I do everything, you know, out of my pocket on my own, up underneath the table, just, you know, because I came from privilege. I ain't even gonna lie. My parents, you know, whatever we wanted, they sacrificed and did. So not having kids and not being able to have kids, this is my way to give back. And I try to be, you know, a positive role model for them as well. But I do thank you and No Rads. I have some of my young ladies that follow you and they listen to your content and you give them strength and, you know, they tell me to tell you thank you and keep doing what you're doing, and you know they enjoy you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
How is everyone doing today?
But I'm gonna get up out of here. I gotta go do some individual trainings, get us ready for the season. But you know, y'all have a great day and try to. I'll drink a couple shots for y'all later on.
I'm going to go run and actually do my inventory because I've been enjoying. But I just want to say no rads, Tashika, Queens. Y'all need to gift these, all the panelists. But I just love y'all. And you know, Jones, I love you too. Y'all
Love you right
have a
back.
good day. All right, bye.
Bye.
Hey, Mr. Jones, you cut out beforehand because people were mass reporting, but like, you know, I'd like to bring a little light about the Proud Boys. Okay. So from 2014 to about 2016, me and my organization were embedded in the AFA here in America. And we were analyzing how they were getting funds, how they were recruiting, and the ideology that they were based, their religious-based.
What's the AFA?
It's a white nationalist movement that is disguising themselves as a pagan group. It's the new uprising of white nationalism.
Hold on.
Okay.
So hold on. Your organization was tied to this organization?
No, my organization was investigating through journalism, but we need to be at their meetings, because we look like them, we're accepted by them. So we could record their conversations, we could analyze their data, we could see their recruiting methods, and more importantly, we're at the table listening to their ideologies that normal press can't get to because of, they're being very smart about how they.
Hey, Mr. Bones, I need to pause
portray-
you for just a second.
What's up?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
The person who told the disparaging jokes at the rally last night posted this on his Twitter account.
What? I mean, I'm not surprised, but what?
No, that's freaky.
They're so face off. They're so face off.
Okay, I just thought that was important for everybody to see. All right, go ahead. I apologize for interrupting.
Right? Just jokes.
Okay, and so because we're embedded in the AFA, we also get exposure with Proud Boys, and we get exposure to white nationalism because they're all intertwined. It's all the same basket. What color are we coloring the egg? Okay, so I can say beyond a reasonable doubt, and I got about 2.5 years of research from multiple chapters because they have different meetings, different groups. If the AFA currently in America are deemed as a religious organization, they have their tax exemption, and they have 4 physical churches from California to Ohio to New York City. Yes, they are a race-based organization around the supremacy of whiteness. So for anyone to declare differently, I'm sorry, you're feeding into the ideology. Like it's it is what it is. And so for anyone, 2 things are happening. For anyone that says anything differently, they're being misled or they're blatantly lying. Because I've been to hundreds of these meetings because that's how we collect data. We sit there and we smile with them. We figure out who their leadership is. We figure out how they're fundraising. More importantly, we figure out how they're recruiting. And guess what? They recruit just like any cult recruits because they recruit based upon cults. They find people within the American sphere that are vulnerable. And that's how they slowly introduce ideology to them for the vast majority of people. Just like any other type of cult-based recruiting.
Yeah, but they'll tell you that they're not in a cult.
Oh no! Hey, if you want to, I'm not confirmed yet. If you want to, this week, next week, I could go to one of their in-house meetings, and I'll be undercover. Very little danger to me. We could go live in one of these meetings.
Mm.
And then you could hear them, because they don't think the press is watching. You could hear them talk about blood quantum. You could hear them talk about white erasure within America. Like, you could hear what they truly want. PBS did a special on the AFA, a year and a half ago, but they knew they were interacting with media. But yeah, it's what's behind the closed door is a whole different experience. And there's no way you could say it is not a hate group. I think they're actually classified the AFA by a hate group, kind of. But yeah, it's 100% a race-based organization, the Proud Boys, the AFA, white nationalism, and like like you said, the vast majority of them, I'd say 95%, if not 99, are in cross organizations. So there'll be a Proud Boy and the AFA and a white nationalist, because it's the same group. But how do they portray themselves? The Proud Boys use freedom of speech to hide behind. The AFA uses religion to hide behind. And a white nationalist is a white nationalist. Well, they can't really hide behind anything when it comes to that.
Right. Fucking nuts, man. Well, I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, no problem. All of our data will be released, I'd say, in the next fiscal year. Because we got to make sure everyone gets pulled out safely. But yeah, for people to blatantly lie, the Proud Boys isn't that. No, you're wrong. You're wrong when you're not going to the meetings. That's what it is. They're wrong, or they're truly not part of the organization, or they're just blatantly lying. So I call a spade a spade. So
I appreciate you, man.
No problem. And if you want to set up that,
shoot me a DM. Absolutely, shoot me a DM.
Yeah. We'll go in there, and I'll have my recording devices on, and we'll see firsthand what these people talk about. You get to hear all their speeches about how white people need to have more babies to combat X race, and it is sickening.
It's fucking crazy, bro.
But yeah, hey, I'll DM. We'll schedule. I'll give you a list of their meetings, and we'll schedule whatever is convenient, and we'll do a little undercover work right here live on TikTok.
Love it.
Okay, I'll send you that DM. Take care,
man.
y'all.
Yep. Jess, what's up? It's going.
You can hear me okay?
We can.
Perfect. First off, I just want to say it is an honor to be up here as a guest. I love you guys. I've been following you guys, listening to you guys pretty much every day. And I'm so grateful for all the information that you guys have been putting out there. Like, kudos.
Thank you.
I want to.
It's all no rads. I just be stealing the shit.
Oh no, she's she's incredible.
No rads tells me all the information, and then I just say it.
Thank you.
I doubt that. I doubt it's you too. You got to take credit.
No, I can't. I'm dead ass when I tell y'all.
No,
Like, I don't know
you
shit. No rads tells me, and then I just say it.
I respect that though.
No rad says you have a man voice, so you say it and they'll listen to you, and I'm like, oh, okay.
But was I
love
wrong
it.
when I said that to you though? Like, obviously, Jones, you're super intelligent. You are very socially aware of all the things that are going on. Like, it's not 100% me. Like, you had this platform before you and I ever interacted, right? But you and I could say the exact same thing, verbatim. And how are my words received versus how are your words received?
No, I feel you.
That is so true. I feel like my story is super relatable. I grew up very conservative, very Republican. I grew up Pentecostal, and I'm a lesbian woman that didn't come out until 2018, 2 years after Trump's first election. And shamefully, I am very disappointed in the fact that I did vote for him first term. But that was only because I didn't allow myself to have a voice. I was pressured into it. I wanted to please the people around me. And it sucks. It sucks to feel that way because you feel like you're just trapped in this box. And unfortunately, it wasn't until a tragedy occurred that I was like, you know what? No, life is way too short. I need to speak up. I can't stay quiet. And the fact that I did vote for him first term, yes, it is shameful. Yes, I am super disappointed, but it's opened my eyes completely. This election now is one of the most important that I can say I'm ever a part, will ever be a part of. You know what I mean? As a woman, as a gay woman, this is one of the most important ones for me. And Kamala stands for everything that I stand for. And for people who were maybe in my position 8 years ago who feel they have to vote a certain way because of the people they're surrounded by. It's okay to have your own voice. It's okay to have your own opinion. And it's okay to even lie about it. It's okay, like, if you have to say, yeah, you voted for Trump, but you actually didn't. And like, it sucks to like say that, but it's okay to lie about it, because like we're in a position to like with certain people, you know what I mean? With my own family, they're very much so, like, they're very misogynistic. They believe women have their place, women have their roles. And so
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
And this is not me like trying to be an asshole or like judgmental or anything of that nature.
No, please.
How often do you in these like family gatherings and shit like that speak out, speak up? Like,
It's
yo,
only
this
been
is
recently.
horseshit.
It's only been recently that I've actually spoken up.
What stops you from doing it before?
Anytime that I do speak, my opinion doesn't matter. That is what I'm made to believe. Especially by the men in my family. They, like, anytime I have something to say, they always have a rebuttal. Whether it's factual or not, they always have a rebuttal. So it's almost impossible arguing with these people.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of the times I do stay quiet, and that's not okay. Like, it's not okay to stay quiet. And so just recently I've started to be like, no, you know what? I'm voting Kamala. I'm never voting for someone like Trump. And these are my reasons why. And I'm your daughter. I'm a woman. I'm your sister. You should want to protect my rights. And it's so hurtful that they continuously say things, do things that go against all the things that I believe. And I know that a lot of people are in my position. A lot of people have families that are just very strong with their opinions and very convincing as well. But it's okay to step out of that. It's okay. Like, it's okay to use your voice and use it, because now is the time. Now is the time to not be quiet.
Yeah. As much as like people talk about like the tolerant left and, you know, what I will say, one, is that we don't really have a left in this country. But two, right? The people who claim to be left or Democrats are very docile.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like, you know, we got to kill them with kindness. We got to, you know, when they go low, we go high, this, that, and the third.
Yes.
I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy.
And I don't want to be that woman.
I'm not that guy. I've never been that guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're a family member. I don't care if you're a child of mine. And you can ask my children, they'll tell you this to be true. I will knock your fucking fronts. Like if you were transphobic, homophobic, you know, misogynistic, you know, anti-black, like any of these things, if you are willing to keep your boot on the neck of marginalized communities around me, then you got to see me. You got to see me. Like we gotta, you know, either we're gonna talk it out or walk it out.
No, you're so right.
And so, like, everybody needs to hold that same position, though, because as Martin Luther King said, you know, a injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. Like, if you're going to remain silent about the things that matter, about people getting harmed or being harmed, right? Then you are the harm.
Absolutely.
Hey, look. Martin said, listen, I'm not Martin. I'm not, and I'm much more Malcolm than I am Martin. And even more so than that, I'm Huey P. Newton. I'm Angela Davis. I'm Assata Shakur. I'm, you know, I'm James Baldwin. I'm, you know, Fred Hampton. Like, That's who I am. I'm not Martin. I'm not Martin, never claimed to be. You know, I'm not turning no other cheek. I'm not, you know, I'm not, you know.
But Jones, even Martin himself saw that.
Oh, at the
his
end of, at the end of the day,
that was not it.
Yo, no, at the end of the day, yeah, bro was like, look, I feel like I walked my people into a burning building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even he saw that it wasn't the answer.
But also, look at what they did.
Hey, low key E, try me, bro. Try me. Ain't nothing but a DM, my guy. Ain't nothing but a DM. What's up? What's up, No Reds?
Tú sabes qué?
Huh?
Tú sabes qué?
Something happened?
Yeah.
What?
We'll talk.
Me?
Yeah, you.
What'd I do?
Can't.
Huh?
You take it down a notch. We talked about this. verbal violence, okay? Okay.
I mean that shit.
Jones. Forbes, New York Times, cálmate, por favor. Shit.
I mean that shit.
I quit. I fucking quit.
Listen.
I'm going back to work. I fucking quit.
When I tell you guys, don't let the smooth taste fool you. Don't let the you know what I'm saying, the unblemished skin and the long hair and the painted nails and any of those things fool you. When I tell you that I mean that shit, I am not those people. I am not your, you know what I'm saying, like, can't we all just get along? Can't we just hold hands? Can't we just sing hymnals? I'm not him. I'm not him.
That's okay, because we all can't get along. You know, like, it's not feasible. Not everybody can get along. And that's on them, honestly.
I'm not him. I wish I could be. No, I don't. I'm lying. I don't wish I could be. I'm just not that.
I'm officially Alina's management. Thank you.
No, but we do need more people who are not going to coddle the conservatives.
Listen, and if you guys haven't noticed this already, if you haven't realized this, you know what I'm saying, the vast majority of you can attest to this. I will help anybody. I've helped people on this platform that don't agree with me, that don't hold the same political, you know what I'm saying, alignings that I do. I will literally help anybody in need. However, I'm not tolerant. I'm not going to tolerate hate. I'm not going to tolerate bigotry. I'm just not. I will literally fight, you know what I'm saying, hate and bigotry and all of the other things by any means necessary. And I am unabashedly doing so. And I don't care.
100%. I appreciate that, though. I respect it, because I need to be more like it.
So that's that on that. Thank you, Just Jess.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
Thank
you.
Guys.
Thank you for coming up.
Keep doing the work.
We love to hear your story. All right. Have a good one.
You too.
Yeah. Hold on. Extra Crispy was up next. What's up?
Can y'all hear me?
We can.
Okay, great. All right, because the app is glitching on my end. It looks like I'm in two lives, but either way, I had come up during the previous iteration of this live where the gentleman Sense was here, and we had kind of drifted off into the subject matter that we oftentimes end up in discussions with people who are not educated, cannot read, lack comprehension, synthesis, and analysis skills, and then they want to push back and constantly pester people like
I like
us
the
who
cut of
actually-
your jib, friend. I like the way you talk.
Years of policy debate, years of Easter speeches, and being picked to do speeches at multiple things, and then also a 14-year corporate career. Thank you. You're welcome. God bless. Yes, I am getting the mental health help that I need. With that said, we are constantly being put into these onslaughts of misinformation, disinformation, disrespect, and disingenuousness by people who do not legitimately care about being civically engaged, about being persistent and consistent in their communities and being engaged with their communities and keeping their finger on the pulse. And I guess my question for everybody is, do we need to move to a place, and you were talking about some of the radical positions that you take, do we need to be moving to a place from an intellectual standpoint and also a community engagement standpoint where we are closing ranks and no longer trying to save people that don't want to be saved? Harriet was constantly carrying that pistol around for a reason, and some of y'all, I think, might need to go ahead and put your mouth around it or put your head under the butt of it, because I'm trying to figure out, where are you going, hon? Where are you walking to? Where are you running to? Are you running to your own demise? Are you trying to take me with you and take the rest of us with you? Because see, the way my medication is set up, I got to go to the same people at the same time to get the same information at the same price every other week. But the type of medication it seems like you might be on, maybe it's something that's, off the shelf, from the back, from the bottom shelf. I'm not sure. I'm quite confused. I'm very befuddled, perturbed, disturbed, and confused. I just want to understand, should we continue to engage with people who, number one, do not engage honestly with themselves? Like, you're getting up every day. I know your dental plan is not the best, but you're not doing the things that you need to do to take care of yourself, let alone your mind, your heart, your spirit, let alone your politics and your community. So should I still be engaging with these people? Should I have grace, hope, some sort of idea that maybe one day, if I just help you to understand that 2 + 2 = 4, that maybe we could walk hand in hand and actually go to the promised land? But it's very, very aggravating and very irritating to constantly be having to try to educate people who lack a self-determination, if you will, a little piece of coochie chocolate for those that like a piece of Kwanzaa out here. I just really, really want to know, should I still be doing my Watusi and trying to do my marching band and play my trumpet and my trombone with these folks? Because most days, I feel like pushing y'all off a cliff and turning around and walking away from you. So I just want your opinion, Mr. Jones. I've been following you since you dragged Black Guru about not understanding egalitarianism in relationships. Woo! Ooh, woo! I just really wish someone would show me the way. Show me the way. I really wish someone would show me the way. So I just want your opinion. Should we leave people alone, regardless of intersectionality, gender, race, color, creed, etc.? When you show me that hooked on phonics was not a part of your formative education, should I leave you alone?
Family just said a word. Family just said a word. And let me tell you something. My daughter's name is Hannah Grace. Hannah means grace. And her middle name is Grace. So it's Grace Grace.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only person I give it to.
All right, well.
I ain't finna argue with her.
I've been saying,
and I damn sure ain't finna argue with you.
Leave them where they're at.
Okay.
Like, yo, you can stay exactly where the fuck you are. And if you are intentionally or even unintentionally, because you're uninformed and refuse to be informed, causing harm to myself, to my family, to the people I love, and to my community, because of said things, then whatever happens to you is your own doing.
Gotcha.
You've earned it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna strap my clogging shoes on as a former state champion in the state of Georgia as a clogger, competitive clogger. I'm gonna
That's
strap
crazy.
clogging shoes on.
Clogger is nuts.
I absolutely was one. My friends make fun of me about it all the time, but I sure will rope a dope and rodeo you straight into a gold trophy and gold medal. Okay. I'm gonna strap these joints on and I'm gonna keep tap dancing on folks and I'm gonna keep it pushing, because it's very frustrating. You do this every day. We all in TikTok land trying to figure out, baby, what was it? Was it the dissecting of the sentences? Was it understanding the difference between an adverb and a verb? What was it during language arts? What was it during your geography
You're assuming
class?
they were in language arts in the first place.
All right, you're correct, Tashika. You are correct.
That's what I'm saying.
The babies don't know what almanacs and thesauruses and dictionaries are. They don't know the difference between Oxford versus the Merriam-Webster. And you getting up here trying to tussle.
And they think that dictionaries are a fucking definitive source for what a word means. They think that Like, this is literally the Bible in terms of words. Like,
They don't even
dictionaries
follow
are
that.
descriptive, not prescriptive. They only describe how we colloquially use a word and
Hey,
not how a word actually exists within, you know what I'm saying, society or humanity.
ain't seen the inside of an etymology's house this
Not one
side of
time.
the Mississippi.
Not one time.
This side of
Can't-
Mississippi, you
don't
ain't
even know what the fuck etymology means, nor how to spell it.
don't know what that word.
Baby, listen,
these
this
words are too
Montessori
big.
education, please don't let my voice and tone confuse you. This Montessori education is strong over here, okay?
It's 5th grade.
Got to public school and was running the 12th graders in circles in 9th grade. So I be confused.
When I was a 5th grader, really quickly, my 8-year-old daughter, 2 years ago, didn't know how to read. Didn't know how to read. Didn't know math. I'm not going to tell the backstory, but this is the truth. This is what happened. Didn't know math. Didn't know how to read. 2 years ago. She's in 2nd grade right now. My daughter reads better than any child in the school.
I believe it.
K through 5. She's on a 4th grade math level. She's in 2nd grade.
Talk about it.
When I was in 6th grade, no, hold on. No. Yeah, when I was in 6th grade. When I was in 6th grade, I read on a high school graduate reading level. In 6th grade.
Period.
Right? It is important for us as Black people, any marginalized community, Black, Latin, you know what I'm saying, women, so on and so forth. It is important for us to be as educated and informed as you could possibly be, because everything that happens within this society is geared towards cisgender, heterosexual, Christian, white males. And so in order for you to succeed, you have to be able to outperform them, because you cannot compete where you do not compare. I made it a point in my entire life, because of things that happened to me when I was in kindergarten. I made it a point throughout my entire life to be the most knowledgeable person on whatever it is the fuck you're talking about in the room at all times. And I realized this in kindergarten. My kindergarten teacher wouldn't let me go outside and play in recess because I was the only Black child in the classroom. And she said that N-words can't play with the white kids. And she was serious. I sat behind a white curtain at the back of the classroom next to the bathroom all throughout kindergarten. And I said, never in my life will I be less than anybody. I'll be smarter than you. I'll work harder than you. Whatever it is. My high school basketball coach told me, you can't play college basketball. You're not big enough. I played college basketball. My middle school wrestling coach said, you can't win. You're not strong enough. I won 3 state championships. Nobody in my entire life has ever been able to tell me what I can and cannot do. I'll show you better than I can tell you. That's always been my motto. I'll show you better than I can tell you. We ain't got to talk about it. We ain't going to talk about shit.
It's an unfortunate series of events. I even have a friend now born in the mid '80s, in a smaller town here in Georgia. Similar experience, having to worry about teachers disrespecting her, disregarding when other students were mistreating her, and being racially terse towards her, separating her from the class, constantly beating down on her ego and on her identity of self. Luckily, she came from a very strong family who didn't play that, and parents that didn't play them type of games. But the fact that it happened to somebody who was an elder millennial or middle level millennial, and also helped it happen to you, which I think you're probably closer to Gen X age, right?
Don't be doing me like that.
No, not try to do you in, but I'm just saying, like, decade after decade after decade, even those of us who grew up in what these folks like to call a post-racial society are still...
Wasn't nothing post-racial about this society.
Like I said, what they claim is a post-racial society are still having to deal with this type of foolishness, even in the TikTok space. The fact that I get up on panels and speak with conviction, confidence, and no consternation or confusion, I get called a black CUNT or BITCH. So I'm
It's
just like,
it's crazy the level of confidence people have online. It's absolutely
the thumb
insane.
thugging is real. But I mean, it's been around since I was 8 years old. I've been on the internet for a very long time. TikTok is nothing but a greater iteration of AOL 1.0. The same people that was in them town hall conversations out here being PDF files and stuff like that, like that man that some of these people want to vote for, it's the same stuff. The internet has just scaled up. They were a startup. They got some venture capital funds. So now you out here on this TikTok talk about you this and you that and you do this. And
hey,
blah,
look,
blah, blah.
extra crispy. I don't barely follow anybody, and I mean that. Like I barely follow anybody. Like I follow like 700 people, but I'm about to follow you right goddamn now. I like the cut of your jib.
I'm just saying, you got some venture capital funds, and now you think you big and you bad. Okay. Your britches and got a little bit too big, sir, ma'am, whomever. It gets very wild out here, and you think because we on the internet, you think you have some protections. You think we don't have cybersecurity? You think we don't have cybersecurity certifications too?
Right.
You think my people don't work for the federal government too? You think I don't have veterans in my family too? Do you want a tussle? Do you?
I can find you right goddamn now.
Okay, I got a homegirl that just got hired at the IRS. Would you like to get audited this year, ma'am or sir? Is that what your preference is? Check box yes or no. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna land. Those of you who are under the sound of my voice, I'm gonna be real gentle. I'm gonna hold y'all hand digitally while I say this. If you can't read, if you cannot comprehend beyond an 8th grade level, stay out of political conversations.
Shut your mouth.
Please and thank you. We would appreciate it. And it's not even because we're really trying to be mean. It's because we're trying to actually move conversation forward. And when y'all come in here, blowing bubbles, talk about, ooh, I like glitter, it disrupts the conversation. So I say that. Thank you so much for the follow. Y'all please check us out. We will be starting some political lives as well. But y'all please support Mr. Jones, support everyone up here. Make sure that y'all gift everybody that y'all follow, folks. And above all else, pick up a book. I'm currently reading Homegoing by Yagyasi. It is not political, but it is historical in nature. And I would appreciate if we would just, get into a book club. The library is free, and you can probably get access to LinkedIn Learning because some of you all need a little bit more.
Church. I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you the book that I started reading again just in a minute, but I appreciate you, extra crispy, extra wet. Thank you so much.
We from Atlanta. That's how we order our wings. We keep a G down here. Y'all be good.
Hey, listen, I was just in Atlanta a week ago. I wish I'd have known. I'd have hit you up, but I'll be back.
Listen, when you're ready for the $1 million pound cake and some homemade soul food, you let me know. Come on down.
I'll be back.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, fam. JB, what up, bro?
Well, how the hell do I follow that? What an amazing conversation that was. I appreciate her and your story as well, Jones.
Thank you.
I wanted.
I honestly don't talk about that often. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a really fucked up, sore ass subject for me.
Yeah.
However, I think that it's important. You know what I'm saying? It's important to acknowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like where I came from and how I arrived at this point.
Yeah, no, I think it's I think everybody has such an amazing story. We all are our own independent journeys, and everybody has those moments, and yours is definitely impactful. And I appreciate the vindication that both you and the guest, I forget her name, honestly, spoke with.
Extra crispy, extra wet.
Yes, thank you, extra crispy. Side note, Atlanta Soul Food, amazing, by the way. I've had an amazing experience
Listen,
when I've been to
no
Atlanta.
Raz, tell him.
This skinny white Canadian boy got his socks blown off when I had Atlanta Soul Food, so I appreciate Atlanta.
We were just there during Milton.
The place we went to when we were at the
second
Airbnb
time.
last night. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
it's just great. It's just great.
The first soul food that we got, it was the second night though.
Ugh. I got to spend 2 weeks in Atlanta for work once, and I've never gained so much weight, but I was also so well fed in my entire life. I have to say that much. But I just wanted to come up because I wanted to give you guys sort of an analysis and some good news, because we just got a bunch of early voting dump data that came into the system.
Yeah.
And I ran some models that I wanted to share, and it now puts Harris.
You need the big screen?
No, we're good. I can't show you this because it's behind company secret.
Okay, got it.
I
understand.
The models, but with the models that we've been running, it now puts Harris at a 303 to 219 electoral college win.
No Raz. What did I tell you last night?
And
what's the number I gave you last night?
Yep.
So
I gave her that exact number last night. I'm like, yo, it's going to be 303, you know what I'm saying, to around 219. I just literally did that last night.
So the big data that we got was actually from Nevada, Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Georgia.
Yes.
So Nevada had a vote dump in late last night. I don't know why they dumped it Sunday evening, but they did nonetheless, which showed, because Nevada's weird. We don't get any demographic data. We only get party data.
Yeah.
So we didn't see an increase in Democrat or Republican vote counts, but we saw almost a 75,000 vote increase in independent vote count. And that almost exclusively came from Clark County and Washoe County, which is around Vegas. Obviously, this is just early voting data. We don't know how they actually voted, but when we model this, because this
Tequila, thank you so much.
This is incredibly powerful stuff. This is better than any opinion polling. This is actual votes, and we can see what parties are voting for what. The Democrats have a firewall in these two major counties by roughly around 50,000 votes, which is huge, right? In those two very populous things.
The crazy thing is, she doesn't even need Devado to win.
No,
according to the current vote count. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so the RNC basically has abandoned Nevada from all I can see. I think they just see it as a losing battle. But when we model this, so we use what's called the Monte Carlo model. So we put all the data in, we weight the heavier stuff, such as voting data, and we run a simulation 1,000 times. And then after that 1,000 simulations, we rerun it another 1,000 times with the new data. So it spits out this really, really accurate result, right? It doesn't give us like vote numbers, but it gives us how it leans. And Nevada has now switched to a Democratic win in our model. The next is Virginia. Virginia has also...
She's fucking slaughtering him in Virginia.
Virginia and North Carolina as well. North Carolina.
Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, which is crazy.
In North Carolina, Virginia's gone solidly blue at this point. There's basically no there. There's
a check mark on Virginia already. It's a wrap.
Yeah, North Carolina has now basically tied the vote counts between Democrats and Republicans. Democrats have caught up. And the independent vote count in North Carolina is almost 1 million votes. And out of the vote demographic, because we get age demographic, only 35% of that vote is over the age of 65. Everything is under, which is an indication that younger people are voting. And of the ballots that were returned, it's all Wake County, which is the counties around the populous area there, which I'm drawing a blank on the city name because I'm not American. But the data is showing that North Carolina is also now leaned Democrat. It's not a lock. It's still a lot to go. And these votes mean nothing. Two more, Pennsylvania, the big old Pennsylvania. Democrats have increased their firewall by almost 600,000 votes. And it's only a week. We still have another week to go. And now the demographic has shifted that the majority of those votes are people under the age of 65. So that is another huge indication. And we got a huge vote from Montgomery County and Bucks County, which is heavily lean Democrat in the House. So that's good. And Georgia, real quick, good old Georgia. You Gen Zs and millennials in Georgia are really showing up because it has now shifted. Only 32% of the vote count is boomers. Everything under is millennials and under. And the
Georgia right now is 51.8% Kamala Harris, 47.6% Donald Trump.
Yeah, and the vote count that came in that dumped was mainly non-Hispanic black voters. That shot up 4 percentage points overnight. And we're still waiting for an update from Georgia. We still have another day that we need to get in. And it's all from Fulton County. All from Fulton County.
Yeah,
so,
North Carolina's tied. Arizona is slightly leaning Trump, but by barely anything. Pennsylvania, she has at least 2-point lead. And Wisconsin, she has a 2.5-point lead. Virginia, it's a wrap, 56.6 to 41.6. And Florida, which is the fucking shocker, 53.5 to 45.6.
Yeah, Florida is still a weird wild card for me. I don't have a lot of data
on that
it.
Day on voting, but it's not looking good.
It shifted. It puts Georgia into a lean Republican to a tie, right? That could go either way. But moving North Carolina over to lean Democrat for the first time in this race is huge, right? And we're not talking polling, we're talking models. Like this is simulation data running over and over and over and over again, right? The reality is a week before the election, the Democrats are making gains in these models, and that's what matters, right? When we talk about polling and snapshots, it's a snapshot of how the voters are thinking. And the other thing that we need to factor, which we'll get data from this over the next few days, is what the Hispanic vote's going to do, given what happened yesterday, right? Oh, yeah. And there is 400,000 Puerto Ricans in the state of Pennsylvania. There's 1 million Puerto Ricans in the state of Florida, right? Like this is an incredibly large voting demographic that either hasn't voted yet, or if they have, so be it. But we don't know what their voting data is. And if that turns out for that shift, given the endorsements in the Puerto Rican community that Harris received over the last 32 hours here, is impactful. And that is going to shift voters. So I'm not saying take a sigh of relief just yet. It's still going to be a long week.
Oh, no, absolutely. Go out and vote. Nothing's over till it's over. You need to go out and participate.
And please, for the sake of my country who lives constantly feels like I'm living above a meth lab, please vote. Please, guys, like you're stressing me out up here. Like I can only take so much. Like we got our own shit to deal with. So as a friendly neighborhood Canadian, can you please just vote, please? And to everyone saying that I'm discredited because I'm Canadian, I have education in this, so please don't.
No, listen, I put all my faith in JB. We have been friends for quite some time. And I take what you have to say, at face value. Absolutely.
Yeah. And listen, the rally last night, I watched a bit of it. I saw clips of it. It is entirely reminiscent of history. And I'm not going to go into
Oh my God, it was so crazy.
It's, the 80-year populist cycle is real. We are in that 80 years since that the 30s, right? Which we don't need to go into what happened then. But, it was terrifying. It was disturbing. And the final point I'll share, and then I'll go, is my 6-year-old stepdaughter. We were watching a little bit of the rally, and she looked at the screen. She goes, "Ew, Donald Trump. I don't like him. He's bad." And then she continued to eat her food and watch her tablet. So if a 6-year-old can figure this out, guys.
Hey, listen. Hold on. I'm gonna play a video really quickly. This is I'm gonna play a video of my daughter, my 6-year-old daughter, but this is when she was only 3 years old. It's one of the most hilarious things ever. Caught me off guard. I'm like, hold on, what? Let me see if I can find it.
My American friend who lives in Canada voted by mail yesterday.
So here we go.
So that's pretty
Here we go. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Let me mirror the video really quickly so I can see it. Oh, shucks.
Who's that?
It's a douchebag.
Who's that?
Douchebag right there. See? Douchebag right there.
What's his name?
Douchebag right there.
Did you say douchebag?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome. I love that.